I've been sipping on ricotta, gon' pop me a bottle, pour me up a drink. Yeah, she been sipping on ricotta, gon' pour her a bottle, pour her up a drink, pour us up a drink. A ricotta, we gon' have a drink of ricotta. Everybody drinking ricotta. Get you some ricotta. Oh, I've been sipping on ricotta. I've been sipping on ricotta. I've been sipping on ricotta. Ricotta or more. Drink like a boss.
Yeah, black excellence. I am excellently black with intelligence. I am heaven sent.
You are now tuned in to the Slick Talk with Scalez podcast.
You see what I'm saying? Because when you think about even with Hov, when he started, this shit wasn't that long. Nah, them whack. I ain't feeling them.
We live.
Oh, I know. Hov my man and all, but I ain't really feeling
You
them.
can't do the Basquiat.
Nah, I ain't feeling them. Them ain't hard.
Man. They nappy.
Yeah, that's another level of naps.
One big lock.
That's what them Florida niggas be doing.
Wicks. Getting wicks.
Yeah, that's what them wicks be.
Getting wicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. They call it one big wick.
Oh my God. That is super whack.
Man, it's a little weird.
So yeah, on that note, man, you just tuning in. This is episode 177 of the Slick Talk with Scalez podcast. We are back. We are live. We are lit. We back. It's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? A little after 8 p.m. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, yeah, episode 177. If you're just tuning in on Facebook, you know what to do. Please share this shit everywhere that you can. Any groups, any pages, anywhere that you can share, please do that for me. Also, my Twitter people, we live over there too right now. Please retweet this. You know, the whole nine. Hit that like button over there. Also in my YouTube audience, y'all know what the fuck going on. Hit that like, subscribe, notification button so you can know what's going on over here at the old Slick Talk with Scalez podcast. Also heard from our sponsor this week. He been MIA, but you know when a nigga, when a nigga,
for real, man. I ain't sipped on no Ricardo,
man. But you know when a nigga shooting movies and shit. He's a Tubi movie director, Amazon Prime movie director. You know, you gotta give a little nigga a little space to be Hollywood. But Steve-O is still rocking with us. So shout out to our sponsors, Ricardo Moore. Also, shout out to Black Lens, MKE. They got an event that I'm gonna be helping them promote once again coming up next month, real soon. So I'll keep y'all up on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Also, shout out to Blackout Entertainment and the Playmaker.
Blackout.
Yes, sir. So on that note, man, ride with me as usual. It's my dog Don. Say what's up to the people.
Man, what's up, y'all? Rest in peace to my shooter, man. My shooter, John. 198 confirmed kills. Just know that's how I'm coming for my dogs.
Okay, then I mean what I missed. He gotta chill out. That's what I miss. Oh, okay. I guess Dooch doesn't want me to go into details.
Man, my nigga John.
Ask any more questions.
John Wick.
Oh, you went to the movies or something?
Nah, man. You know we ain't gotta.
Well,
we ain't gotta go to the movies. You know, everybody gotta go to the movies.
I mean, watching it bootleg is like watching the movies at the crib.
Yeah,
same shit. You know what I'm saying?
198.
He had 198
bodies in 4 movies.
Also, we got to give another rest in peace, man. Uncle Jerome.
No, Uncle Jerome.
Uncle Jerome from Snowfall, man.
Don't ruin it for me.
Oh, you late?
You came on this 3 weeks late and ain't watched Snowfall?
Okay, I have a few seasons to catch up on.
Oh, wow.
Seasons. Few seasons.
Yikes.
Jesus.
I had a good reason.
See, that's like them people. That's like them people who be like, you know what? I got to start The Wire. Like, you got to start The Wire.
What?
Like, what is this? Shit's 100 years old. Like, it's not even gonna be like current or relevant.
Man, guess what, y'all? I just started The Sopranos. I'm on episode 1.
Like niggas selling fentanyl now. They selling crack on The Wire. Like, you gonna do crack no more? Like, what?
Let me know if a text message hit that.
You know what I'm saying? What are we doing right now?
Thank you. Let me know.
Like,
Please.
So yeah, but yeah, rest in peace to Uncle Jerome. You know what I'm saying? Realest nigga on television.
Man, my dog, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Died for that punk ass bitch.
I really wish you wouldn't tell this show like this.
What? You ain't watched it either?
Not watched the
What
show.
is up with you people and not watching Snowfall?
The thing
Is it because it's not a rapper or a city girl on there or something? So that's why y'all not watching it?
I am a black, gay, activist, thug, non-drug dealer, but I push weight.
But it's like got government ties to it.
Yeah.
This is about the Iran-Contra affair and all that type of shit. Mike, you should be
What are you
excited
talking
for this
about?
show. Like,
I'm a little busy. Here's the thing. I'm a little busy.
because I was offended by people saying like
I thought you
Power.
liked those boys.
I do.
I was offended by people saying like Power, BMF, Snowfall, and all them shows were just strictly like about drugs. And I don't feel that way about Snowfall. If you
But
know what
I-
Snowfall is about,
Can we talk?
Power's not about
we have a
Power's not
conversation?
about drugs at all.
Can we have a conversation? Well, let's have a conversation.
Mhm.
If we are going to speak about having access to an industry that was actually built for us to have access to, right?
Mhm.
That's kind of like the only industry that different people, our counterparts, built,
facts.
right, to make sure that we stayed, under control
Mhm.
in a certain way.
Mhm.
So if we were free to create those type of industries, then how is it? And that's one of the only industries really we were free to create, right?
All right.
Then, and not really free to create enough to get indicted and then go to jail, and then start that cycle over for the next guy.
Facts.
And is it our fault that those are the stories we have to tell?
To me, it's stupid because it reminds me of when people complain about like slave movies.
That is the dumbest
Like you were a slave.
narrative I've heard.
You were people that you came from
More slaves.
were slaves.
Why would you ever want that?
Why
story
would we
to
not want
stop
to tell?
being
Like
told?
it's like you being like, it's nothing but drug dealer movies. I get your point, Mike.
Mhm.
After 1972, that was a big industry in the black community. Was selling drugs. That was a thing. Like that was the one industry that they did allow us to be semi-successful in.
I mean,
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, and it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. They did 1 million prohibition movies.
Well, think about it. So if Reagan is dropping drugs into the inner cities of America, and before he declares the drug war to increase
War on himself.
Yeah, before he declares war on himself so that he can increase the slave trade that we call
The prison system.
then ask yourself a question. Is it just happenstance that you had Frank Lucas? Or is it just happenstance that you have it said Nicky Barnes is fiction. Nicky Barnes ain't fictional.
No, he's not fictional. He's real.
Nicky Barnes to have a Nicky Barnes. Who was fictional?
Nino Brown's fictional.
Nino Brown's
Yeah.
fictional. But
Pootie Tang, but
Pootie Tang is definitely fictional. He is. You're right.
I don't think Pootie Tang sold drugs.
But just
He whooped some
let's
ass.
keep it real.
But he ain't
These are people that we know that were millionaires prior to basketball players being millionaires.
Facts.
Prior to sports players being known as millionaires.
Absolutely.
While playing sports.
Facts.
So if we be honest, that was the money.
Oh, well, how? Okay, so where is our level of culpability on that, right? Because obviously the rules are different for us,
Mhm.
right? Italian mobsters was able to do crime and continue to do crime until they old and gray.
Mhm.
The rules differ for us.
Mhm.
At what point did you say you looked at your empire? You say I got 78 million, but we still got to sell this dope. Like, bruh, I think you made it.
People talking about it being enough, but that's the whole thing. So I know a lot of people be trying to be whatever, but what makes Jay-Z what he is that he's the only rapper that raps really about the pitfalls of selling drugs.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas just glorified it. Like as much as he glorified it, he also gave you the fucked up parts of it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. In that same vein, the allure is what keeps you trapped in it. It ain't even about the money anymore. It's the lifestyle. Like if you watch Snowfall, Franklin's trapped in a lifestyle. It's not about the money anymore. His mother told him that. Like you could have been walked away from this shit.
Yeah.
You're attached to
You're
what
addicted
comes
to
with
it. You're addicted.
Well, let's
being
speak.
this.
Let's speak to this. Let's speak
Just
to
like the just like the addict.
Hov said that
the
addict's not the only addict.
addict. Yeah, the addict's not the only addict. So is
Yeah.
the dealer.
yeah,
Because
but
he's addicted to selling the product. Just like the addict needs it, the dealer needs you to buy the product.
Yeah.
well,
And he's
yeah.
addicted to selling it after a while.
Is it an addiction or is it just your business? It's your industry.
I think it's
It's
greed.
an addiction. It's
I think
greed. Because
it's
like
greed.
Don said, if you can run up 78 million, it's time to retire.
Is it?
Yeah.
But
Or
who are
move-
y'all to
or
tell me
move
it's
on
time
Or
to
move
something
on to
else.
something else. That's the other thing. We don't never
Okay.
diversify
ATM.
our funds pretty much. Or
But-
when we decide to
yeah.
diversify our funds,
It's too late.
But that advice is being given right because the advice is being given because it's illegal. But if we look at the trades of all the other groups, if
Oh,
we look
yeah,
at
they
the
got
trades
it,
of
yeah.
Italian.
Look, hold on.
The rules are
the
different.
Italian
I agree, Mike. When alcohol was illegal,
Mhm.
you had prohibition.
Mhm.
It ran so rapid,
Mhm.
and the mob became so powerful
Mhm.
that they were able to get a law passed that legalized alcohol
Which
Yeah.
which comes back to my point, right?
of buying people.
Of buying people.
So if the drug dealer
Is it that you have to buy people?
Yes. That's how this
No.
country works.
You don't have to buy nobody. No, you don't. You got to band together. Niggas ain't got the money everybody
Man,
else got.
man,
We
listen.
have a nice buying power.
Listen.
But hear what I'm
when
saying.
you're a dope dealer and you worth $100 million,
Yeah,
you can go buy a congressman.
but you can. But you can't.
He probably does cocaine.
But you can and you can't.
He
Right.
probably does cocaine and fucks prostitutes. You're
Yes.
a drug dealer.
You're
you
a
should
drug
probably
dealer.
go do business with him to keep your people safe. That's what the mob did.
That's what the mob did.
They bought them.
they bought him.
But they also put
Every
laws
mob
in
movie
place-
you watch, they
The-
say
the
he's
number-
got politicians,
Yes.
police officers, and people in his pocket.
But they also put laws when they had to create laws, right?
No, who creates the law?
Who created the laws?
Them.
Exactly.
They
My
also-
action.
yeah.
The nigga I'm selling dope to is gonna go past that law so me and Michael J can keep selling dope.
Yeah.
That's what the mob
That's
did.
what the mob
Go past
did.
the law and make alcohol legal.
And you know, I
So
know
guess
that.
what the
And
state-
what mobster did it?
It's just like with abortion. It's just like with abortion right now.
What mobster did it?
All of
All
them.
of them.
But what's the that got liquor legalized? Who was that?
It,
Al Capone.
it was Al Capone.
Al Capone.
So if we're gonna talk about it, then who's the leader that's gonna say, "Hey, we have to talk about us"?
That was Frank.
Share.
That was
it's
Frank,
too late.
That was Frank Matthews' plan. And what did they do to Frank Matthews?
Question.
They made him disappear.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce my guests. You know what I mean? I don't want to be rude.
Sorry.
No, this is good.
We got Miss Adrienna Edwards in the building with us today.
Yeah.
Comedian, vegan, masseuse, healing. We'll get into all of that shit in a minute.
shit.
Though. But go ahead.
Okay, so kingpins of the black color,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Mhm.
They're the top tier in their city or in
Wherever.
that territory.
Facts.
They all will still have one of the same demises. So, did they really make it for a period of time? But there's always a time limit on any of this.
Okay.
You're gonna either get
right.
locked up, either get killed, because somebody's gonna want to push to the
To
top.
Mhm.
Gonna cut you off.
Facts.
Same thing with the mafia. That's the
Facts.
destruction of the mafia from within.
Can we be honest?
Right.
Go for
Is
it.
that any different than an NFL player getting CPE? Was it CPT?
CTE.
CTE?
Break it down.
CPT?
What's
Color
CTE?
people time. I'm high.
Color people. I respect your honesty.
On my medication. Don't.
That's fine.
And then thank you. Medication. Thank you. Anyway, so anywho, what was I saying to you? Is that no different than an NFL player or an NBA player or any other person who has a short period of time in their profession being peddled by a system that may not necessarily be good or beneficial to them? Their bodies go through all of that trauma.
I mean, okay, so
Yeah, they get millions of dollars.
every career
Yeah.
has a shelf life.
No.
CEOs are only CEOs for 10, 15 years. Then they're replaced on the board and they go away.
They become a board.
They
Well, let's
become part
answer-
of the board
well,
and they
answer me
get to go on
this.
vacation for 364 days.
Well, answer me
except for the
this.
one day for the board meeting.
Answer me this. There are comedians who do their career up until the day they die. George Carlin did his
Okay,
career
so
up until the day he died.
Entertainment is the only difference, right?
Mhm.
You can perform till you're dead,
Mhm.
right?
You're not
Yeah.
poisoning
Yep.
the community with
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Right.
you're peddling.
Yeah.
Are you not?
Not really.
No,
Oh, rap artists don't?
They're not poisoning
I
the
don't
community.
think
They're
they
reporting
was.
on what they see.
They're not poisoning a community.
I don't think
No.
they're necessarily.
Okay, don't make me
poisoning.
turn to Charleston White over here, please.
I mean, we can have a
now
Charleston
let's
White
be
moment.
very clear, okay? Now let's be very, 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 very,
Let's be
very,
very clear.
I don't like the way Charleston White delivers his critique, and some things that he says I definitely do not agree with.
Yeah, but he
Right.
said some shit that I agree with.
But some shit, we got to be honest.
Okay, so let's be honest.
Some shit is poison.
Absolutely.
Well, okay, so
And it's not just by happenstance.
was Curtis
that our children
was Curtis Mayfield poison? Because his content was the same.
Facts.
He just said it differently.
what
Was
it could
Al
have been
Green
to somebody.
was Al Green poison?
Could have
Because his
been.
content was the same.
He could have been to some people.
It's still a
Could have
art
been.
form.
It's an art form.
It's-
So the way they chose to express it and the words they used could have been.
See, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit, and I don't like that what you're saying. Because,
I
hold
think
on,
it
and
is.
I'm gonna
I
give,
think
and I'm
we
gonna
have to understand.
give you the history on why I don't like that. In the 1930s,
Mhm.
jazz
Mhm.
was outlawed in America
Mhm.
because they thought it made white girls smoke reefer and fuck black men. So you have to
Yeah.
be careful with what the media. Hold on,
We can
Mike.
be careful.
What the media paints entertainment as
It's
influence.
Not
and
all.
as them
Nobody can
Because what other
all
culture?
of hip hop,
What other culture? What other genre of music do they do that to?
rock and roll.
No, they
They've
don't do
done-
that to rock
they've
and roll.
done it
They
to
did
rock
a
and
little
roll.
White
bit.
kids,
They did it
white
a little
kids
bit.
are
Rock and
horrible
roll.
in America.
They did
For,
the pop.
Right.
They've done it. But we
Bro.
were the originators of a number of things.
Bro,
Number of things.
rock
But,
and
let's
roll-
be, but if
bro,
we be honest,
rock and roll is
we're
the
just gonna be honest. Let's just keep it real. Glorify
rock and roll has not been bastardized the way hip hop
No,
has.
not like
it's
hip-hop.
not even fucking close. Like, I
But-
can't even believe you compared the two.
Oh, I can't compare it.
No, Ozzy Osbourne
Okay.
bit the head off of rats, bro. Luke Campbell got arrested for having girls on thongs with thongs on his stage. Come on, my nigga, it's not comparable at all, bro.
Here's the thing. Yeah, it is.
No,
It's
how?
very
I
much
just
so
showed you
is.
white privilege, bro. It's not
It could
comparable
be-
at all.
It could be white privilege. It could be white privilege in certain instances, but we got to be real honest. Some of the shit,
Bro,
that we allowed
Elvis
to
and
go-
Jerry Lee Lewis were married to underage girls, bro. Nothing happened to them. R.
Definitely.
Kelly did the shit and he got
Yeah.
taken down.
And
How
you're
are you
right.
even? There's no
And you're
comparison
right.
here,
And
Mike.
that has no
No
impact
comparison.
on what I said.
How?
That some of the music that goes out into these communities is definitely poison.
But I'm saying rock and roll. You can't give me a genre of white music.
Can I have
that's
rock
been-
and roll.
Can I have an example
I
of what's
think hip
poison?
hop. I think hip hop gets a bad
what's-
rap.
what-
Hip hop
with
is
that.
not the only
what
one.
music-
I don't agree that
what
it
I
is
music-
think,
hip
I
hop.
think
What
video
music
games
goes
like
out?
Grand Theft Auto affected the community more than hip hop
Absolutely.
music did.
I
I
agree
think
with
movies,
that too.
movies affect
I agree with
American
that too.
society more than music
I agree
does.
with that too. I agree with the movies. I agree with.
I believe the
games.
music
I
is a
agree with the
ultimate
music.
is a complement of that shit. I don't think the music begets the art. I think the art begets the music. Get what I'm saying? The lifestyle. Curtis Mayfield making Pusher Man in 1972 is when niggas started selling dope in
That
America.
life
So
is
I'm
a
your
reflection.
Pusher Man was a reflection of what he seen
of what he
out
saw.
of his window. Fuck the Police was a reflection of what NWA seen out of their window, not what NWA created.
So Molly Percocet coming from Future.
That's something that he's
That's
seeing
something
out of
that
his
he's seeing out
window.
of his window.
Future don't make Percocets, Mike.
Hold on.
Future can't make a Percocet right now.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Molly Percocet, a song Future made to go out to his fans, right?
Who are doing these drugs.
Wait a minute.
Continue on.
You don't do the drugs yourself.
I got 5 on it was made because people were smoking a lot of weed at that time in hip hop.
He said,
come on now.
He said out of his mouth.
So
I don't do these drugs.
In 2014, people were doing designer drugs.
He said, I don't do these
drugs. People were doing Molly. Black people. Now, white kids, I went to Menominee Falls. White kids have been doing Molly and Percocets, doing their prescription pills out their parents' medicine cabinets when I was in high school in the 90s, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by 2015, our kids started doing those type of drugs. So one of the biggest artists at that time, Wayne, T-Pain, they name them.
Future.
Everybody. Even Nicki Minaj had a whole album called Pills and Potions, my nigga. Do you see what I'm saying? Art,
It's a reflection.
Making my damn
we
point.
It's a
appropriate to
reflection.
what's ever popular. That's not making your point.
It is.
You were blaming hip hop for the ills of our community, and that's not true.
No, I'm blaming hip hop because
You called it poisonous.
It is.
That's not
some
true.
of hip hop is poisonous. Yes,
hip-hop,
it is.
just as much as you're blaming hip hop for that, just like you said basketball players get a time to make money. Let's talk about how many millionaires and billionaires hip hop has created.
Yeah.
Just like you talking about it's poisoned our community. Look how much it's helped our community.
Wait a minute.
Look at
What
look
we
at
are
a city.
saying here is that you have a community that is listening to certain songs that influences the way that they think. It influences the way that they process.
So these people weren't already thinking like this before these songs came out.
So wait a minute. This is the bullshit I don't want to hear.
I'm saying the world wasn't thinking like this.
This is what makes it bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because how can the same artist who look in people's face and try to talk about how music is so powerful and music is so this and music is so that, and when a motherfucker tell you, hey bitch, your music is doing this, you like, no, it's art. Yeah, motherfucker, but it's doing this. This is the impact that it's having.
Okay, so Mike,
so they weren't stealing cars and doing Kia Boy shit before the Kia Boy music got popular here.
That's not my point.
The artists are appropriating to the audience, just like a movie director, just like a comedian. Just like a comedian, when you walk in the room, you're appropriating to that audience, Mike. You're feeding to that audience, Mike. If you don't, you're gonna lose them. If you don't feed your audience, you're gonna lose them. They're gonna boo your ass.
Certain jokes,
get this nigga out of here.
Certain jokes, as you know, not gonna come out my mouth. I don't care who I'm standing in.
But you told me you worked a room full of white people, and the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez joke didn't work.
It did.
They looked at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who are those people?
Yes.
You talking about Megan I went to high school with? They don't know who the fuck you talking about.
Me.
So that joke didn't work with those
But I'm not gonna compromise who I am.
So if NBA Youngboy gets on a record and he ain't rapping about what 17-year-old kids want to hear about, guess what? Guess what?
17-year-old kids aren't gonna buy his music.
They're not gonna buy his shit, Mike.
NBA Youngboy got fans that's gonna buy whatever the fuck.
No, they won't, Mike. They're buying whatever the fuck he put out because he's talking about what they're seeing, bro.
NBA Youngboy got fans. That's a cult following.
It has to be relatable, Mike. Something that he's talking about has to be relatable and connecting to an audience.
And you still have to be responsible about what you put out.
Do you?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Or do the parents need to be responsible?
Why artists don't know
do our communities need to be responsible?
No, our artists need to learn that they also have to be
responsible. No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
How are you putting a cap on what somebody considers their art?
It's not a cap.
You are.
You are.
It's about
you saying you can't talk about this because it's affecting our kids negatively.
You can't talk about the ills. You can't talk about the ills that were created. Hold on. You can't talk about the ills that were created in your community by a system that's higher than you.
There's a difference.
You can't rap about that shit, though.
There is a difference between highlighting what is happening in your community and glorifying it. There is a bona fide difference.
What's the
and hold on. And that's what y'all are failing to realize in what I'm saying. That you have people that, yes, Brenda had a baby, Tupac. That is an opportunity for him to let you know what's going on in teenage pregnancy, is it not? That's something he saw in his community.
Okay.
I know you didn't bring up Tupac.
I definitely did.
The walking contradiction.
Facts.
But okay. But no. But I'm going to come to the other side of that. I'm going to come to the other side of that. I love the example.
You had an artist during COVID. You had the biggest.
Because you can show the other side of that and the other side of his art. And the other side of what art can do.
So you had one of the biggest artists during COVID put out a riot record for George Floyd. Lil Baby did.
Lil Baby.
They asked Lil Baby in the interview, are you going to continue to make music like that? No.
But that's not what he wanted to do.
It's the last song y'all getting like that. Did it change the world? Did niggas act differently after that? No, Mike.
It's not him.
It's a fucking song.
It's not.
It's a song, bro.
It's a song.
It's not your mama and your daddy telling you something. What I feel like you're doing is taking culpability and responsibility from people and putting it on me because I go in the studio and record a song. I'm somebody mama and daddy and responsible for the community now.
You record the same type of music that the people I'm talking about record?
Yeah, I make gangster music all the time.
We sell dope on records.
Yeah, we make gangster music all the time.
Whenever we make records together, we selling dope.
Oh.
My target audience. That's who I'm rapping to.
So hear me.
I'm not rapping to save the world.
There is a difference between glorifying and sharing your experience. And so what I am telling you is that a person who is showing up to hip hop as an art to glorify bullshit is poison. Definitely.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
Sorry. I said the same thing about a person doing comedy.
Okay. I mean, I'm saying if the shit is out already, how am I responsible for something that's out already?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if
as a community you should be solving that problem, then I won't rap about it.
As a community,
hold on, then I won't even have room to rap about it.
Absolutely.
But I'm rapping about it because it's a problem that's going on in my shit, whether I'm glorifying it or saying it, it's a bad thing.
And my fan base knows that this is the problem that's going on around them, so they relate to what I'm saying.
They relate to the problem, or are they attempting to relate to you pushing weight?
They relate to the problem.
Problem of
You
what?
have people on both sides. You have people on both sides.
But
There are
am
kids who will
am
take
I
it
responsible
tangibly
for
and
your?
they'll do
Am
exactly
I
that.
responsible for
Gotta
people
make
whose
that happen.
IQs
Exactly.
are lower? Am I responsible for dumb people?
As an artist or as somebody that is publicly seen, you are on the fence because you have your own music, your own flavor, what you want to put out, and you got to appease yourself and the record labels. But then you also have, dang, little kids might hear this. Oh well. their
Dude, you know
parents
your
are
fan
supposed to-
base, man.
Who's right? Exactly.
come on.
Whose responsibility
Yeah.
is it about for who? What your kids listen to?
But see, this
Mike,
is the whole thing.
Mike,
This is why I don't want. Ain't
I have
nobody
a
telling you
twen-
that
I
you
have
got to
a
come on your
20-year-old
record and be Mr.
I have
Rogers.
a 20-year-old and a
Mr. Rogers.
15-year-old.
Ain't nobody
My
asking you to be Mr.
15-year-old
Rogers. Ain't
cannot
nobody asking you to do that.
Listen. My 15-year-old cannot listen to what my 20-year-old listen to.
True.
As a shorty,
But
Mike.
they sneak and listen to
True.
it anyway.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
But should you? But no. But no, let's keep it all the
Yeah,
way
okay.
funky.
I was sneaking and watching Uncut.
Yeah, I was too. But see, there's the thing. This is what I'm saying, and this is what I need people to hear. If you're gonna call yourself an artist, then be an artist. And an artist knows that there's an artistic responsibility. Everybody knows that. Now, whatever you think your artistic responsibility may be, that's on you.
So this is being said without a complete knowledge of the music business. So if I feel like my artistic ability, my artistic responsibility is to uplift and to not influence or how you say influence or lead negatively, but the culture. Okay, I'm not selling no records because that's not what the fuck the audience want to hear.
You got to
Is
change
it-
your.
Who?
You got to change your audience.
you got to change your audience.
Okay,
It's
so what
an
if that's
audience
not
for
you?
It's always for everybody.
We
What
had
if that's not you,
We
though?
just had a debate on here the other day about a brother.
What if
who,
that's not you? Everybody not J. Cole,
everybody not Kendrick either.
right?
You know what I mean? Everybody not Kendrick either.
Nobody is asking you to do that. But this is my whole thing. Why? Because somebody is saying, hey, bruh, is there a way for you to share your experience without sounding like you like, yeah, nigga, go get you a 4-5 of this or that. Because it sound like, nigga, you had an awesome time.
So where does all of these things come
It
from?
sounds like an amazing time.
I mean, Hov sold a lot of dope on records.
It sounds like a glorious time.
I feel like you're
I
excluding
listen to,
culpability though.
you know me personally. Like,
Yeah.
I listen to all of that music. And motherfucker out here shooting, killing, and doing drugs.
You also grew up in the 90s.
What they got to do with it?
What they got to
Yeah,
do with
your mama-
anything?
These
Yeah.
2000
My
babies
friend-
are crazy.
But I'm saying my friends were
Like,
heavily
like, yo,
influenced
like that.
by what was
already
going
know
on
that.
at that time
I'm
in the
like,
90s.
You didn't do it because we snuck and listened to
My
it. That's
friends
how much
so
we
dope in the
was scared to
90s
even
because
do
of the
it.
music we were listening to and the people we were around. That had nothing to do with being a 2000
Yeah.
thing.
That kind of makes
What
Yeah.
I said the
Yeah.
people we were around.
That-
The people where I was
He gonna keep making my
around
point. He gonna
were-
keep making
were-
my point.
the people I was around were gangbangers.
Right.
Before I heard a rap song, I
Yeah.
saw them selling dope. When
Right.
I listened to the rap song, the rapper was talking about the same shit I see Big Homie and them doing down the block.
Uh-huh.
There's the relatability, Mike.
I got you.
What came first?
You
That's
thought-
my point. I can't rap about what they're doing if I don't see them doing it.
What'd you
Right.
rap about it though? What did you rap when you said
I
it?
rapped about what I saw Big Homie doing.
And in what way?
That didn't come from music.
But in what way?
My dad was an R&B blues singer.
But in what way?
What you mean in what way? I rapped about what he was doing,
And you said what?
whether it was glorified or negative or not.
And you
I rapped
glorified
about
it.
what, yes.
Okay.
We glorified it. Baby Drew glorified selling dope. Cuckoo Cow glorified selling dope. These are 90s. You said she was born in the 90s. I'm just showing you where 90s people influence what's going on today. They
Facts.
have more of influence on what's going
No,
on
no, no,
today
no,
than
no,
you're
no,
giving
no.
them credit for.
She's saying,
She
My-
doesn't, but your
my
excuse
thing
was
was-
that she had a mama in the 90s that we all had mamas in the 90s that whooped our ass. My
Yeah.
friend still sold dope and killed people and went to jail, Mike.
my point is not that if you did
And that
not-
wasn't because
my
of
point-
rap
hold up.
music.
That's
No,
true.
That
nobody
was not
said-
because of rap
nobody
music.
said-
That was because of our environment, bro.
Nobody said here in this debate that there was a sole reason, the sole source of everything that we see in this community comes from hip hop and rap music. But what we're not gonna say here is that it has no influence.
No,
It
I'm
does.
saying they're not fully responsible.
I never
And
said
I
they were
said
fully
no other
responsible.
art
I
form
never
gets
said
this
that.
kind of pressure.
We need the people on the
What
record
other
that I
art-
didn't say that.
What
I never
other?
said
But I'm
that.
saying, what other art form gets this kind of pressure, though? Is my point.
The other art forms have gotten this.
What? What? Give me an example. I'm not giving you five examples of where black
not
music
even
went
at the
through this.
height, not even
You
at the
haven't
height
given
of the
me one.
anti-rock and roll movement did they get as much pressure as hip hop has got.
No. Bro, they had Woodstock festivals to celebrate marijuana and doing psychedelic drugs for white kids, bro.
And
Are
people
you
were
serious?
still mad then.
No, they weren't, Mike. They got to do the shit. It's considered one of the greatest moments in American history.
Listen
What
here,
are you
let's
talking
be
about?
very
right
That's
clear.
there?
glorified. It's glorified like a
every piece of
motherfucker.
war.
Every piece of new music has gone through a period from people that were new to listening where they persecuted it.
Bro,
Every
hip hop
music has
is
done
50 years old and we still going through this
Listen,
shit.
and do you don't want to know what? Okay, so I watched the.
Black and brown behind.
But
I-
exactly, because we're black and brown.
I watched
I didn't say it
Listen,
couldn't have been
Mike,
worse for hip hop. I'm just telling you
marketing.
that all the genres have experienced.
marketing strategies on what you speaking on.
Yes.
I watched the Elvis movie.
Mhm.
Black people didn't have no problem with Elvis. They did that for the media. That made white people go buy more Elvis records.
Yeah.
Oh, the niggers don't like it? We're going to buy more Elvis records. That was all a do. Black people had no problem with Elvis.
Right.
But we grew up our whole lives thinking black people had problems with Elvis. That was all marketing, Mike. All marketing from the record company. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. This is a business at the end
Lil
of the day.
Richard had a problem with Elvis.
What I'm trying to
and
get
so
you to
that made me have
understand,
a problem
the
with it.
music,
Simple.
Okay.
Simple
Mike
for me.
but Little Richard's problem
You
with
heard Lil
Elvis, Little Richard's problem with Elvis was in hindsight.
Yeah.
It wasn't off of
Ain't
him.
nobody worried about Lil Dick.
It wasn't no problem with him meeting
I'm sorry.
Elvis or not liking Elvis.
I'm sorry. You don't disrespect the legend. You don't do that. You don't do that. He's one of the first. That is an icon. You're gonna be respectful.
He is.
You're gonna be respectful. Okay?
He is icon.
You're
His-
gonna be respectful.
And Little Richard's
First of all,
Richard's
his
gripe
name is
with
Lil Dick.
Elvis was
Lil Richard found James Brown, and James Brown found a whole lot of people after that.
But
And
James Brown
that-
found their hip hop. So
yeah,
what?
they be getting.
But his gripe with Elvis wasn't the fact of who Elvis was as a person, it's what Elvis represented. When they
Yeah.
would go to
It was
award
cultural
shows,
appropriation.
he would sweep the award shows like they're doing today.
Uh-huh.
Just like they cheat niggas today, they were doing it back then. So that was Little Richard's issue.
Yeah.
I sold more records than him. How the fuck did he win the award?
Yeah.
Oh, we know why. So that was Little Richard's issue. It wasn't the fact that he was trying to do black music or be black. It was the fact that they're just giving him the shit and he's doing our music. And he's getting it because he's white. Not that he's better than us. He's getting it because he's white. That was
hear
Little
you.
Richard's issue with
I
Elvis.
got a segue question because you just reminded me of that.
Mhm.
I've heard people say they want reparations. Of course.
Oh, yeah. No. Reparations is on here, baby. Go ahead. You can
Look,
segue to
he
that.
got lists.
Perfect.
I love it.
Yep.
When you said that, I meet people because obviously you hear the way I talk. I'm from Milwaukee,
Mhm.
but my mom spoke proper English. She's like, listen, if you're going to be out here getting a job, you will have a good interview. You will
Facts.
speak clean English.
Absolutely.
I got made fun of my entire life. So,
So am I.
segue, I'm comfortable around white people. I will have conversations, we'll dig deep, whatever. Have a similar conversation with black people. Yes, on board, cool. I find that when we can have conversations about reparations, it's more of an attitude like you owe me. We don't never get our props, right? Nowadays, more historical companies are coming out with facts about African Americans. Oh, we invented this, we did this. It's bridging the gap for education for all of us because we don't know it all. Unfortunately, Black History
Well,
Month
we don't know
is
nothing.
short, and we don't know half of it. My question is, do you feel that you are owed? Each of y'all.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This podcast pushes
Absolutely.
for reparations. We've been pushing for it. I've been on 3 years
Yeah,
now, and we've
3
been doing
years.
it since episode 1. That's one of our
Yeah.
biggest things over here.
Reparations.
Mike does research on it off the air, like
What does
just
that look
freestyle.
What does it look
I
like?
mean,
What does it look like? When
it
you
needs
owe
to
me,
look
what
like
does that look like?
it needs to look like something that they did for the Jews, because the Jewish package was outstanding.
And guess what? The U.S. fought for it
Right.
at the United Nations.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so not only did Germany pay into the reparations, but companies who were involved in financing,
If they financed guns and
Yeah,
weapons,
having
for
them
the-
that
for the
made money
Germans.
from it,
Yep.
anything like that.
that profited.
They profited off of it. Any country,
American banks.
all type of things.
So
You'd be
when
surprised.
we get into reparations, that's what we do over here at Old Slick Talk. When we get into reparations, we dig deeper than you owe us something, right? Because we're past that.
Yeah.
They already know they in debt. You dig what I'm saying? Our ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears is all over this motherfucker. So
Yeah.
you beyond we past that.
Yeah.
The only way we're gonna get it, because you're not gonna get anything from fighting from the inside,
Mhm.
because you're on the inside.
Mhm.
The way we're gonna get it is we have to make a diaspora between us and Africa, right? And then use the European influence, the global influence to put pressure on America
Yeah.
to make them pay that check.
I do.
That's the only way we're gonna get it.
So
And from
it's
here,
a form
like
of
getting
change.
Kamala Harris to be president and making her pass the law, that shit ain't gonna happen. That's a fairy tale.
I do
what
like
Mike,
the
what Mike
package.
said is taking America to trial. The same thing Frederick Douglass did. That got them to free that put pressure on them to free the slaves. That ain't why they did it, but that was a part of the domino effect that led to that.
Let's be fair. I think it should be multi-pronged. I think you need a multi-pronged approach. And the reason I say that is because you want to put pressure. You don't want to have one without the other.
Mike, what state put together the package?
California.
I like.
So
I like that.
So
package.
today we read the package, right?
Yeah.
And the blowback with the package is not realistic. It would cost them like $800 billion to pay every black California resident. No, it's the whole state of California. It's every black resident in California. What I read to you today, that was for every black resident in the state of California.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, read it.
Well, no, bring it up.
It was.
I think it started in San Francisco.
Because San Francisco has their number. They had
proposed
something about their city council proposal, and then there was another proposal. I never heard the state commission. Excuse me. Release the number yet?
Yeah, here we go.
My thought is,
go ahead, speak. You can go ahead, speak on it, please.
We are ingrained so deeply, culturally, food-wise. America is a melting pot, but really on the backs of
black people,
Native Americans,
and
black people. Later on, more immigrants came in.
Probably the same.
So my thought was like, is it a check, or is it land? Is it
well, the San Francisco the San Francisco proposal
Can I be
was
honest
both.
with you? It's
both.
all of the above.
It's all
I
of
was gonna say it can't
it's all of the above. And the reason that you have a study, the reason you don't go into it saying with a lawyer going, well, here's a check I want.
No, you can't do that.
No.
And the reason you can't do that is because there's a study that needs to be made. There's a commission that needs to be put out, and that needs to be done either from the president or that needs to be done either from the legislature, go to the president, and that can happen domestically or it can happen internationally. You just want to say something.
So the cost of reparations for black Californians could exceed $800 billion. Economists say it could cost California $800 billion in reparations to compensate all black residents who have faced generations of over-policing, disappropriated funds, disappropriated incarceration, and housing discrimination.
Okay, so they categorized it in specific areas.
Yep.
Ultimately, America does not have enough funds
that's what the point is.
Who is saying that?
No,
what? Who said that?
Who is saying that?
That's what the point is.
Hey, America prints money when they want to.
Still in debt.
Let's be very
in debt
clear.
to who?
I have not been on
China.
any team.
Hold on. We're not in debt to nobody who can't come take it.
First of all, America is in debt no more to no more or no other person more than Americans. So China, that story and that propaganda about China owning most of it, no, they don't. Americans own the majority of the debt that America has. Let's get that clear. And then let's get it clear. And then secondly, America definitely, if it doesn't have the money to pay up front, we can take a payment plan. We really definitely can talk about this. We can make arrangements. It's not even a thing. We've been here
American
long enough.
FICO score is like
We've waited for over 300 years. We could wait a little bit. We'll take a Klarna payment.
We'll take a Klarna
I don't know.
payment.
Go and see if you have
easy
enough credit to get it
installments
from a bank. Do what we've had to do for a number of years.
So the real play was, and it was put into play going on 300 years ago now, was Andrew Jackson, the dude that came in after Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Reconstruction.
It's not Jackson. That's not Andrew Jackson.
That's
it's
Andrew
Johnson.
Andrew Johnson.
Yeah.
The plan for what is it called, Mike?
Reconstruction.
The plan for Reconstruction was supposed to start in 1865 or some shit. Right after it was supposed to start right after Lincoln did the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes.
The plan was because the West hadn't been settled yet.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta remember, on the other side of Mississippi, that's all open land, which is still open land to this day. We'll get into that. But so the slaves technically were supposed to get that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, we should own Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota,
the plains.
Yeah,
the Oklahoma. That's how we ended up in Tulsa for Black Wall Street and all that type of shit, because we got there and found oil.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Black people, we the shit. We got there and found oil. That's how they even knew it was oil over there. They thought that shit was inhabitable.
Uninhabitable.
They thought nobody could exist over there. We went there and found us and the Indians on that trail they sent us and the Indians on. We found oil when we landed in Kansas and Oklahoma and all these places, right? What Johnson did.
Why are we on the trail with the indigenous people.
because the indigenous people
Are
are
us.
slaves. Yeah, and they own slaves too, also. But anyway, that's another topic for another show. But
The white indigenous people.
what he did was he reversed
Yes, he
those
did.
laws and
Yes, he
gave
did.
those rights to white men.
Yeah.
Screwed us.
Screwed us. So
That's how
right now
that's how Native America, that's why Native Americans look white.
exactly.
today.
So that right now is why America is the way it is today.
Yeah.
When you think about it. Because if we'd have got land, then we wouldn't need no dollar amount.
Right.
See what you talking
Because
about.
if we done got our 40 acres
where-
and a mule.
Where
Well, if you really
where she
understand-
going is on some economic shit, and that's the same thing that dude is saying on
Yeah.
Baller Alert. Like the number is too unimaginable for the state of California to pay their people this shit, even if they wanted to. That's how many crimes,
Consider it.
financial crimes, America has committed against black people. That the number is too.
You can't fix
You can't even come up with a real number.
Yeah.
Well,
But here's the whole thing: the solutions. We have to stop telling ourselves that what we want is too expensive.
Yep.
Because
No, I'm not saying it's
because that's a narrative that they put out.
No, I believe we have the money. I'm just saying what she's saying, and where even the economist is saying, they not saying they don't agree with y'all, Mike. They saying that it's not
we couldn't sustain.
like, how would the state of California still survive?
Well,
if they
hold on,
gave
hold on,
all
hold on,
black people
hold on,
800 billion
hold on.
right now.
Econ 101. Right? The amount of money spent dictates how healthy the economy is. Right? If you give every black person in America let's say it's $2 million. Let's say the number is $2 million. It's an arbitrary number, right? Every nigga in the hood is going to spend that $2 million in about 3 weeks. That money's back in the economy.
Yes, quite a bit is going to blow it.
That PPP, it's gone.
And that's their money to blow.
It's their money to blow.
True.
But it goes back into the economy.
Mhm.
True.
So the narrative of we can't afford it, it'll mess up the economy is a lie, because we're gonna spend it. We're spenders. Black people are spenders. We've always been that.
So now I'm gonna get back into what the basis of America was once he put Reconstruction into place, and put the black codes on shit and redlining for housing and all of that
Yeah.
shit, bro.
Man.
Mhm.
Think about what that one president did that the people don't really talk about this guy.
Mhm.
I watched the documentary that a white boy did on YouTube that explained, dude is the worst president of all time, my
Absolutely.
nigga, and it's not even like close.
Absolutely.
Because what he did, the guy that came after Lincoln, because what happened back then,
Fillmore
is,
was
Niggas
bad.
vice
Fillmore was bad too.
Fillmore was bad too, but Fillmore,
But that was he's Bush's ancestor, or Bush's wife's ancestor.
all the people
Barbara
that you're
Bush's
speaking
ancestor.
on, Don,
A number
from
of presidents
Johnson,
were-
all them presidents, Zachary Taylor, all of them, from
Yeah.
Johnson all the way to probably like the dude in the wheelchair, Roosevelt or whatever,
Yeah.
were horrible fucking people, bro.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And all they did was carry out what Johnson had put in place, my nigga.
Yep.
Mhm.
The first person that came along with civil rights shit was Roosevelt's wife.
Yeah.
That took to like the 1930s, bro. So you went from 1865 to 1930, 40 before you even start considering civil rights for women and black people and any of that shit.
Yeah, Eleanor Roosevelt was on there. She
It was
on
all about the push of the white man, because I tell you all the time, during the Civil War, freeing us, they killed off half of their population. So the only way you get back in power when you're the minority is with money.
there.
my
Money.
nigga.
Yep.
That's the only way. And land. And at America at that time, we didn't have no industries but slavery. So the way you have money is land. That's where the money was at. Then you get out there, it's oil. Then it's gold in California.
Yeah.
See what they did, bro? Think about it. Black people would have got to that shit. You wouldn't be asking them for shit right now.
Yes, we still have the slavery compromise on the books. Are you hearing me? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
We still have a slavery compromise on the books.
When I hear niggas talk about Kanye West, niggas can buy their freedom. No, the fuck you can't. Dred Scott tried to do that back in the day. Do you know about the Dred Scott case? They told us back in the 1830s, you can't buy your freedom, nigga. That
Right.
man bought his master, let him buy his freedom. He got free, and the motherfucker arrested him and said, you ain't free, you black. You'll never be free in this country. He went all the way to the Supreme Court and lost, my nigga. This 30 years before Lincoln freed the slaves.
Yep.
Yeah,
There were a couple of cases.
No, Dred Scott.
By
No,
the master.
Dred
couple
Scott
cases
is-
where
I think he
people were
escaped.
able to.
He escaped? Oh, I thought he
themselves.
bought his freedom.
I think he
Oh.
escaped and then.
But he had got free.
He escaped and got free and established himself.
But he,
and all
wherever
that.
he was at, he
And
was
then
legally
went back-
free, Mike.
Yep, legally free, and I think he went back
To buy
the-
his family?
to buy
Yeah,
his
to
family,
buy his
do
family.
something, to buy his
Okay.
family and do something. Then they tried to take him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all do know Eleanor was the first
Eleanor
first bulldagger.
First bulldagger.
She probably wasn't the first.
She wasn't
She was the first
She wasn't the first. She
reported.
was, she was the first famous bulldagger.
Yeah, she was the first one that they
Okay.
actually reported on. I'm sure she wasn't the first.
Yes, but her and Polly Murray were friends.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Yeah,
I'm sure
they were friends. She wrote to her.
I'm sure they were. Oh yeah, they went to DC together. I watched that on the
They
documentary.
touched each other's special place.
We're not gonna say that. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But y'all will say that with confidence about J. Edgar, huh?
Because J. Edgar's gay, and we know it.
Yeah, we know that. Like he's public. He's out the closet, Don.
Yeah, we know. They already said he was.
He cross-dressed.
Who said that? J. Edgar?
The people.
He
J.
cross-dressed.
Edgar said it?
The documentary people.
Did J. Edgar say that?
They found it. The
Did J.
CIA
Edgar
got
say
the
that?
pictures and all that.
Yeah, he
The
cross-dressed.
CIA has the pictures, right?
He cross-dressed.
Who he go to war with?
The CIA.
Okay.
They didn't make him put the
Who
dress
won?
on.
Huh?
Who won?
They didn't dress him, Don.
Who won the fight?
He got up that morning and put that makeup and
Who
wig
won
and
the
dress
fight?
on like that lady.
CIA won the fight,
Like
right? When they
Dennis
killed
Rodman.
JFK, right?
Oh yeah.
Playing with his
Okay,
Dookie
so the
Cats
winners
and Martin
tell a
Luther
story,
King
right?
porn tapes.
Ah.
I don't like that guy, man. You watching Martin, you listening to Martin Luther King.
Maybe it still is. I
plotting
don't
white
know.
bitches every night, getting your rocks off to that.
I'd
shit,
rather
you
not.
nasty
They say he might be a
motherfucker.
little black too, but I don't want to believe it.
No, they say they was trying to say he got some black in his
Yeah,
bloodline. Or
so listen to the narrative, fam. Like listen, like
they still didn't tell him to put the dress on, Don.
no, it's sheep because they could tell you whatever they want to when they won.
Yes.
Oh, the
They can
winner
tell
tell
you-
the best story anyway. That's the story of America. Nigga.
Listen, look at 9/11.
Yeah, America.
They can tell you.
Bro.
They tell you a plane blew up a skyscraper. A plane.
They didn't tell me that.
Jet fuel's made out of kerosene.
Look, Mike said he watched it.
You watched the plane. You watched the plane heat up a building hot enough to melt steel beams from damn near the top floor.
Look here.
Is that
Look
that's
here.
how the physics work?
Look here, Bill Nye. I was 9, and I watched the damn thing on the show on the TV.
They pulled.
I was 9. They put us all into Miss Harrison's
Hey.
classroom at Parkway Elementary,
We were in gym class.
and
Dude.
I watched it, and the woman was.
I watched
crying.
it on my couch.
Okay, so y'all want to hear my moment like that? And dude, you
What?
probably remember this moment. No, you want to? I'm saying, so do you remember our school moment like that?
OJ.
No, we had one before that.
Oh, you're talking about, okay.
The Challenger.
Oh, when the
Remember we
Challenger
watched
blew
that
up?
motherfucking spaceship, bro? They shut down school that day.
Oh.
Had us watch that shit all day
Yep.
for them people to go in the air and blow the fuck up on TV.
Yeah.
We watched them people blow right. I remember being a little kid like, no, these people didn't just die on TV. I don't know. It was in the 80s.
I don't know why. Okay, so you just reminded me. Why does the school think, oh, hey, they're terrorists blowing up buildings?
You guys should come watch
People-
this.
There are people jumping off of several stories high. Everyone, come sit down and watch this.
Come sit down
It's
and
a
watch
historical
this.
moment.
This is a historic because they said
I was
this
traumatized.
is history.
Okay.
My 4th grade class had a trip to Denmark. The trip was red flag, all of that.
Yeah, ain't
shit.
no plane riding.
No, we still went.
Y'all still
They
went?
still let us go.
I'm sorry. I'm
Till
lying,
this
I'm
day,
lying.
God rest your soul, Mama, you did not care about me.
She said you did not care about my
You did
life.
not care about
She
me.
said they didn't worry about you.
Had the
Can I-
They didn't worry
Since
about
he called
you.
me, Bill Nye, can I give a science fact about that? Let me explain something to you.
We're gonna take it.
Let me explain
I
something
like
to you.
Star Trek. That's the only reason.
Let me explain something to you. In the history, in the history
Mhm.
of there being skyscrapers and airplanes at the same time,
Yes.
planes have crashed before 9/11 had crashed into skyscrapers 13 times. Do you know how many of them buildings fell?
What?
None.
How tall were the buildings? Same.
What does the
I mean, the height doesn't matter because the twin.
Okay, so that's what I was about to say. What's the significance?
No,
with
no. The World Trade was bombed before.
Yeah.
It didn't fall.
No. Yeah.
Look, man, listen. Man, listen. I'm gonna tell you what God love. I'm gonna tell you what God love, and that's the gospel truth.
You're not gonna bring my God into this. That's what you're not gonna do.
Jet
No,
fuel.
you're not.
Jet
You're not
fu-
gonna bring
jet
my
fuel.
Jesus in this. Look.
Listen.
I was gonna let him get
Listen.
shit off till he said that.
Listen. Jet fuel is made out of kerosene.
Okay.
If you take kerosene right now and you ignite it and you take a spoon and you try to melt the motherfucking spoon, it's not going to melt the spoon. The flash point doesn't get high enough to melt a fucking
crackheads
spoon.
do it all the time.
So you gonna tell me that same flammable material?
See what Crackton did for me? Genius, bro. I'm like a chemist.
Scale.
I can't cook real food. I can cook dope though. See what I'm saying?
He said,
Facts.
Mathematics, it made me good at math, ounces, quotes, all of that shit.
Made you good at
NPS
math?
didn't do none of that.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
well,
I did go to NPS.
But you got
German immersion. What are you talking about?
You can't tell me that the same flammable
he ain't
material
culture.
that
He
can't
really
melt
trying
a
to get-
spoon can melt steel beams. But millions and billions of people believe that that's what happened on that day because the winners got to tell a story.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when y'all get to jumping on J. Edgar Hoover, always remember that J. Edgar Hoover was at war with the CIA, and the CIA won that day in Dallas. They won. They caught the boy. They caught the shooter with an FBI badge in his wallet. It's public record.
I'm gonna do a crime series podcast.
It's public
with Don,
record.
like just all conspiracy theories he wants to talk about. I'm just gonna sit there and listen. I'm like, what, Don? What you got to say?
It's public record.
This is what
They caught Lee Harvey Oswald with an FBI badge in his fucking wallet.
Somebody in the comments said they owe us 20 trillion is what an economist determined.
Yep.
America's not
In
coughing up
reparation.
I mean,
trillions
shit.
of dollars.
We owe our debt. Our debt is what 200 trillion. You could before 20.
It's not
If
200
you're
trillion,
printing
but,
off money, then the value of the dollar is going to continue to diminish.
Not
And
if it's spent.
What?
If it's spent back into
But
the
they
economy.
saying, okay, so
how much are eggs?
Don, when even they
It'll
said,
still lower
okay,
the value
Don,
down.
when they do
for
this,
how long
Don,
though?
when
Because
they-
we gonna spend it.
but economists swear to God, like none of the stimulus checks worked. Even the shit during COVID,
But
they
that's
said
a
that shit
lie.
didn't work.
But that's a lie.
Okay, what
man.
I'm saying
For
is
some people,
if you're giving it,
if the stimulus checks didn't work, we'd be in depression right now. We'd be in a depression right now if the stimulus checks didn't work.
no, the bailouts for the companies saved America, not them $1,200 checks they sent to people, Don.
Man, they
Like Mike said,
the
that shit was
PPPs
gone
but
on
wait a minute,
on the
but
bag
wait a
of
minute.
chips.
The
But wait a
PPPs
minute.
help.
Who did the PPP help? It didn't help niggas, you
It
know.
helped the
Wait a minute.
economy.
It helped
But
companies.
you want to know what did help?
It
Exactly.
helped them.
But that's
But
what
you wanna know what
that's
did
how
help?
that's how the economy.
But let's
that's
talk
how the
about-
economy is stable.
Every nigga
Because
you know they got a
helping companies
PPP is
by
broke
spending
right
the
now
money.
today. They don't even have nothing to show for
But
that
something's
fucking
still
money.
up with our economy because you can tell with the quality of meats. Oh, we can get into it.
But the child tax credit did. The child tax
You
credit.
get child
People
tax
look
credit with your
forward to that.
taxes every year.
Yeah, but what they gave what they did in letting it
Oh, lowering it?
letting families be able to take on that each month, that actually helped the economy. They brought children out of poverty and made sure families were able to put food on the
Brought
table.
children out of poverty.
It
I haven't
ab-
seen nothing change.
It brought children out of poverty. It did.
Whoa. Okay.
It did. It brought households out of poverty. Nigga, if I'm making $200 today, and
Yeah, rent, everything,
I'm
the
making
cost of living went
$200
up, bro. So I'm trying to figure out them
How
checks.
much were
But that
people
was
getting-
greed.
Them-
That's greed.
That's
not-
by demand too.
their checks,
Don, that's
their checks
created
was
by
nice.
demand. That's
I don't
created
know,
by
man.
this
People
COVID
with
shit
kids
that
had
America
nice
created. That's the demand, bro.
I don't know, man. We rode around. We rode.
People with kids was
We
getting
rode
nice
around,
checks
especially when we were talking about
monthly. That was
housing.
a nice
Me
monthly
and you
check.
rode around and looked around the city. There's so many empty houses. Like we're talking about.
Bro, that goes back to my point.
It's manufactured poverty.
Thank you. That goes back to my point, bro. It's the redlining. Those houses that me and you seen in the ghetto,
Yeah.
they ain't letting me and you buy them cribs. If I go to buy them houses
Right.
today, Mike will tell you they're not gonna let me buy those houses.
But that's why
bro.
I keep that. But that's why I keep saying all that the economic shit is false. It's a lie. It's just meant to create.
It's gonna
poverty.
always
It's created poverty.
I didn't get to this because we veered off. It's gonna always be like that because we live in a capitalist society that uses racism with its capitalism.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You're not just poor because you poor because you black. You see what I'm saying? Everybody around you damn near is poor because you're black. That's what America does. There's a lot of functioning capitalist societies all over the world that don't practice racism, that don't practice white supremacy, that the white man is God. They don't practice that in other countries.
Well, they
America
practice it in
do.
some African countries.
Yeah.
It's African countries that have white supremacy and still practice it, even though
Oh
black
yeah,
people
yeah,
are in power.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, but
absolutely.
but when that's why I keep saying that it's a false narrative. Like you say, oh, it's gonna cause inflation, but it's only caused inflation because racist people have deemed it so. Right? the economics say, like they teach you this in econ. They teach you the more money getting spent, the healthier your economy is.
But what I'm telling you, what econ leaves off of that is redlining.
Yeah,
black codes.
No, you're right.
You can't get a loan from the bank. Nobody in your household works but you.
We saying the same thing.
Everybody else in your house is on a government check. But that's not being included in those numbers that you're doing.
We saying the same thing.
Econ is doing plain numbers with no waste.
It's false. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that the narrative that it doesn't help the economy is false.
I agree with
that because what he's saying is what they use to hurt the
economy. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. They won't let you spend your money the way you're supposed to.
Facts. Or invest it.
So instead, we run around buying clothes and chains and cars. Shit that has no value.
No value.
Because you can't go buy
a
house.
But remember I said social media, right? Resources are starting to branch into our urban communities. We have a chamber of commerce that just opened up in Brown Deer, I think.
A black one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wait, is that Brown Deer? I'll double check and get back to you on that. There are more, hey, life insurance. You can borrow from your life insurance. You can do this with it. Did you know you oh snap. So there are black people that are taking the stands, realizing we didn't know nothing.
Yeah, we didn't know none of that.
Yeah, and then
locked up tight.
Absolutely.
It's time for us to start doing what
it's time.
Also, black people
who
still think you got to pay somebody to repair your credit.
Yeah, it's just crazy. No.
Cherie said, hey.
Hey everyone. Just to drop
she said, hey.
Beautiful.
I'm still sick of Cherie.
Yeah, we all are.
I'm not addressing her. She should be here. But I love you. Anyway, so this is what I'm gonna say going forward. Those who are looking to own a home and who may not have a credit score that is the best, Ready Life is instituting a program where if you pay your rent on time through their bank account, through their card, their nice Ready Pay debit card, you pay it on time for 9 months, they will allow you to buy a home. You'll be eligible to get a mortgage. No credit check needed. Again, that's Ready Pay. I'm gonna put the comment on here. Hold on.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. ReadyLife.com.
Damn, we
boom.
This is the quickest we ever got to it. Like,
oh yeah, we didn't waste no time.
I have another thing.
Go ahead.
I watched a documentary the other day and I thought it was so interesting. It was on YouTube, so you look it up. It was the conversation of slavery between African Americans
and an African.
Yeah,
I watched it too.
I watched it. Because I was like ready to be, they gonna.
I was ready to be upset, but it was actually
experience it.
So
like that,
us people who are sports people who follow sports shows. It's this brother that used to play in the NFL. His last name is Ocho.
Acho.
Right?
Acho. No, Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
No, you good. His name is Emmanuel Acho.
And I wish he would just shut up.
And he's of African descent.
I love.
He's very vocal about what I'm describing. He does not relate to what we come from.
So he just shut up.
Right.
But he has an opinion about everything, though.
He does.
From an African standpoint, too, which he's the one that opened my eyes to that. This is how Africans who didn't grow up in America, who grandparents weren't slaves and all of this shit, but they come over here and get black benefits and black shit. They don't relate to that at all.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a blanket out there because there are absolutely
there are
people who are coming from African countries, and I would say to them the same thing I would say to a white person who is ill-informed. Google is your friend. You're able to actually look up this history, and though you may not get it in your naturalization class or what do they call that? Naturalization, citizenship. Yeah, in your class, that may be something you want to look into before you get to speaking on Black history.
I mean, I didn't experience apartheid. I didn't watch Mandela's speeches. None of that. I rooted for Mandela when he was locked up. I've been an advocate, strong advocate over apartheid and the influence of England and South Africa.
But South Africa is the only country in Africa that knows what we went through.
Yeah.
A lot of segregation still.
And they don't.
Not to the extent that we do. But I'm saying they have
it doesn't exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Because here it's in your face.
It's
somebody coming directly to your home. It is attacking the schools. It is blocking off where you can live. It is the school system and the crappy old books that have been 15, 20 years outdated. That tripped me out. I actually went up to my kid's school. This was a few years ago. My daughter was in middle school in a Menominee Falls school.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what kind of history books do you use?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we use it online. I said, could you
Show me.
provide me with that information?
Mm-hmm.
Also, are you going to be touching the subject or the topic of Black history?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. And what are you going to say?
Mm-hmm.
Because my mom stuck us in school out in West Bend, and I was in 7th grade. My sister was in 8th grade. We were 2 of 4 Black kids in the whole school.
Mm-hmm.
White kids were like, wow, you do that to your hair?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I touch all that weird stuff?
Mm-hmm.
When you're growing up, you're like, oh, God, here we go. But you want to make friends. So you're going to socialize. You're going to say, oh, no, I fry chicken. You bake it. Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
No judgment. There's white people that bake chicken. We appreciate you and we like you.
Yeah.
But it's same thing. And my granny at the time baked 8 sweet potato pies for my history class. We was 3 rounds. And my little old white lady teacher moved her little butt aside, and my granny taught the class, every class for 2 days. She came. People were literally giving me money the next few days. Like, can she please bake me some sweet potato pie? I've been telling my mom about it, and it's so good. And they were like, we love your granny. And so it's weird, but it opened
I
up.
feel like a white person shouldn't be able to teach Black history.
No, and the way they're reading the book and the information in it.
But you really, you can't say that. I've walked into university classrooms.
One of my
and
best
Africology.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And the Africology teacher was white.
Africology teacher was Black though. So
Yeah.
At UWM. So.
See, and when I walked in, my Africology teacher was white, and I thought I was in the wrong class. I'm like, this is the wrong class. I no. They were like, what are you here for? I'm like, yeah, Africology. Yeah, you're not it. No, this can't be Africology. This ain't. It's Black kids in here, but. Nah, this ain't it. They like, it's it. Mm-hmm. They had the face like, no, nigga, it's it.
That's a university.
Yeah.
As young, impressionable kids, like,
yeah.
I don't feel like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just.
Does Black history need to be taught with the anchor?
No, it should be taught through, oh, you mean?
With anger?
With the anchor, with the passion and the emotion in
Because
it.
it's definitely, when I was in school, it definitely wasn't.
I'm
Yes.
okay.
I come from Harambe. It was taught with all of the everything.
I'm under the elk that I don't really like the term Black history anymore.
It's history.
It's
It's
American
American
history, boss. And I think that's where they get to leave it out the book because they make it Black. Like, oh, we ain't got to put that in the book.
Only
Black.
in February.
Yeah, only in February. Yeah.
And we have to talk about the founding of the country.
That's what I'm saying.
And the pre-founding in a way that tells the truth.
Like the way they tell it in school, because I've had to teach it to kids. The way they tell it in school is that we weren't nowhere around. Like we weren't
during the beginning.
We weren't there.
Because
they don't technically teach slavery, bro.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like today, me and Mike saw some shit on TV. They took a school in the state of Texas is taking Ruby Bridges, the movie about the little Black girl going to school, taking it out the schools. You can't. They banning it.
You know the one where they saw the Texas
where Jerry Jones was at.
Yeah.
That movie, they're taking it out of schools.
He in the front. He in the front picture.
Yeah.
And now he on a team of niggas.
It's about integrating the schools. A little Black girl is getting harassed by white monsters for 2 hours, and y'all don't want little Black or white kids to see this movie.
I lived it.
They're banning shit like that.
Kids were slick. They come in. Oh, dang! You just reminded me. Oh man, I almost forgot about that. Shout out to Kyle. You have Black friends now, so we're cool. Same school, West Bend. This little boy cornered me in the stairwell. Wasn't nobody around. He said, "Nigger." What? What did you just say?
Did he whisper?
How long you get
like
suspended?
That? He whispered it, and then his face crunched up like he looked real evil, and he said it again. I was like, now my mama taught me 2 things. I was really nice, so I didn't punch him in the face. I burst into tears because that was my shock reaction, and then I went immediately to the principal.
Girl, how many kids was in the school?
They were willing to expel him. Met with his parents, me, everybody, and it says, "Say the word, and he's out of here." He was a popular kid, and I was a new kid. Here's that pressure. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he can stay now. Mind you, he never said another word to me after that. But again, shout out to you, Kyle. You learned your lesson. It's okay. We're cool.
Kyle would have got his ass
You
with Sarah.
learned.
You hear me?
Learned your lesson.
They would have been trying to get.
He
By
would've
the
had
time
no
they
team.
came
Yeah,
around the
no.
corner, they would
And
have
that's
been
my sister.
asking Kyle, "Did he want me expelled?" Kyle, you
Yeah.
want him expelled?
The thing is,
I-
I would have gracefully bowed the fuck out.
I think that
Can't do it.
we get mad about history in general because they never tell history the right way.
I
But
get
like
mad
you
at the
said, it's
inaccuracies.
always told from the winner's,
From the winner's
aspect, bro.
and everything's a
I'm
lie.
always
And everything's
upset
a
with
lie.
that.
Everything's a lie. So Benjamin Franklin is heralded as one of the founding fathers and one of the greatest inventors of his time. Benjamin Franklin was the James Bond of America.
Mhm.
He was a spy.
Spy, yeah, he was a spy.
His job was to go to Britain and to cajole, blackmail, and bribe every British person he could to be on America's side.
But he kicked in France for a minute.
He was doing the same thing in France.
Yep.
That's what I can see.
Yep.
I could see that.
Yep.
The man had a fetish for dead bodies.
That's gross.
But they don't tell that part of history.
No, of course not.
The man used to do unauthorized autopsies like he was a doctor.
Yeah.
Like we talking about a country,
Mhm.
a people, I should
Mhm.
say, not even a country, a people
Yeah, a people.
In country.
that lie about everything.
No. Come to the country. Don't take it away because that's where we mess up. Because we separate.
Because you also know that your kid is not even getting
That's what my mother did.
taught properly
Because she worked in the school
history of
system.
us.
So when I came home, I had Malcolm X and Martin Luther King school when I got home.
I like that you brought this
Stokely
up.
Carmichael School, Medgar Evers School, like Huey P. Newton School when I came home from school because she worked in MPS. So she already knew that you ain't learning shit about who you are.
Yeah.
I got to do this at the crib.
So you have to, I mean, I'm speaking as a
Mhm.
product. Like, I wish, I was schooled more on us as Black people growing up,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I wish I'm learning it now at
Yeah.
31 years old. And so sometimes I'll be feeling delayed because I'll be like, oh damn, I didn't know that. It
Yeah.
kind of sucks, but I'm there now. So now whenever it's time for me to have a kid, I know what the school is not gonna teach you.
Yeah.
So, but it's for me to let you know.
But you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You
and
don't know what
something
you
is
don't know, yeah.
purposely being held away from you. That's why Mike is saying in today's era and time, there's no excuse because Google is your friend,
Yeah.
bro. You see what I'm saying? No, he not. I'm not saying he not necessarily talking about you. He talking about people that don't live in America. You were purposely 8 hours a day kept away from your history for 300 some odd days a year. Think about that. That's your entire fucking life when you think about it. You're only 31. That's your whole life, damn near.
And-
You spent more time with them people than you did with your mama and your grandmama. Think about it. And they taught you nothing about who you were.
They don't even tell
That's
you.
a crime. When you think about it, that's a fucking crime in
Yeah.
itself. That alone.
If they're not telling you throughout your history, throughout American history or throughout civics class or throughout all of these things, why all of a sudden certain things were happening. Black history or civil rights in our social studies books were always blurbs.
Yeah, it was blurred.
Yeah.
They were always
It
blurbs.
was like 2 pages.
Yeah, it was like 2 pages. It was like
now
a,
move on.
or it was like, okay, and now we're moving on.
It was Rosa Parks wouldn't get up.
Yep.
Yep.
Martin Luther King went to Washington, D.C.
Yep.
and they killed him the next day. That was it. That's the end of
And
y'all
you
story.
only learned about
now
Malcolm X.
now we're moving on to the
Maybe.
Vietnam War, and this is what happened. And I need an 8-page diastrophe about the Vietnam War. Like, wait a minute, nigga, will you just brush past
We had whole segments on fucking Julius Caesar.
Caesar? Yeah, facts,
And all of
facts,
that
yeah,
shit,
and all that
the-
crap.
all of that type of shit versus
Lies. Now that shit, big lies right there.
Nah.
Like, we ain't gonna get into that.
Didn't even teach you about Egypt.
No,
Didn't teach you about the colonialism that was happening in Africa.
no, not at all.
Didn't teach you about any of the black codes that were instituted
about
to keep you from
Harriet
doing
Tubman
things.
and all that, but it only she was the underground where you didn't really know the real facts
Right.
of everything, like
And how it
and
worked.
Madam C.J. Walker
Look, like-
was
like-
here.
like-
That's funny.
The cycle.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's funny
It's-
you brought up the Julius Caesar
it-
shit because I thought about the Trojan horse and then I was like, damn, how did they know what a horse was?
They knew what a horse was because of the Tibetan people. Remember when we looked up horses, the first people who rode horses were Genghis Khan them and shit. Remember the Asian people?
Yeah, because they got them from the land bridge.
They got it from the land bridge. See what I'm saying? So that
because you know we've talked about this before, but horses are indigenous to North America. Yeah. So the lie that the British rode on horses and the knights rode on horses and shit, that's a lie, because they had no way to get them over there.
So Rome, where Rome saw horses, was Turkey.
Yeah.
And Italy and Turkey is right by each other.
Yeah.
Now Great Britain, you all the way the fuck up here.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck a horse got from down there up to where the fuck you at. You
Right.
lying. Because in Africa, we rode elephants and shit like that because we don't have horses.
We don't have horses.
Hannibal and them conquered shit on elephants and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? The Egyptians rode on animals and like lions and tigers and shit, not horses. You know what I mean? Not a horse, because the horses aren't indigenous to Africa.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's a lie. See what I'm saying? They lie about all kinds of shit all the time. The whole Roman thing is a lie.
Yeah.
It's nothing but the Egypt culture with a white face on it.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all they did. They white faced the Egypt story. Like,
Right.
Julius Caesar is
Moses
King Tut. See what I'm saying? All that type of shit.
Moses
like,
is a white man.
Yeah, Moses is white.
Oh, my
See what
God.
I'm saying?
That's my daughter's favorite argument in school. Jesus is black, bro.
She's right
That's
though.
every time, and they're like, Mr.
He was at the very least.
Like,
Damn, your baby remind me of me. I went to a Lutheran. I went to a Lutheran school and almost got kicked out because I told our pastor that you lying. He was like, "What are you talking about, Harvey?" I said, "Jesus was black." And he was like, he was like, "Go in the hallway." I had to sit in the hallway.
Oh, he didn't disagree though.
No, he didn't say shit to me. He just told me to get my ass the fuck out of his classroom.
At the very least, he was brown. At the very least,
he definitely wasn't white.
Bronze is a dark brown.
He definitely wasn't.
I mean, but there are
he definitely was
Arabics
not
who are dark brown.
He was definitely not Anglo-Saxon.
It sure is.
Every color.
They keep them in the back. It's racism everywhere. It's colorism and it's direct.
You mean he wasn't
everywhere.
a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant?
No, with a perm.
Oh,
he was not that white man.
Yeah, I know exactly how to describe it.
You know who it is.
His skin was like bronze.
You don't even.
His hair was like wool.
Fuck all that. We'll go to science. If he's of lineage of Moses, he black. There's nothing else to even fucking talk about.
Right.
If he's related to Moses, he's black. They hid Moses in Egypt. That means you got to be black. If you had a white baby on 53206, take a white baby on 6th and Keith and see if you can hide that white baby down there on 6th and Keith. It ain't happening. But you can hide that black baby down there. He gonna fit right the fuck in.
They thought Moses really was the Pharaoh's son.
God said, take my baby to Egypt and hide him there. And I'll come pick him up in a few weeks when it's all over with. And I'll come get him in a little while. But I need him to part the Red Sea for my people in a couple years. So he got to go hide in Egypt because they trying to kill him. Well, how we gonna hide him in Egypt if he white? He ain't white. Take him over there with his cousin them. They got him. So if Jesus is a descendant of David, Moses, Abraham, all these people, he's black.
And he's black. Yeah. It's common sense. It's common sense.
That leads me to my next question.
We like when guests come with questions to make the show better. Go ahead.
We have an ongoing debate in the house, me and my husband, about the way that you live your life. He agrees that the Bible is a good way to live your life. And I have heard many people say it needs to be a word for word. This is how you do it. And when y'all were having the discussion about music, I was like, well, you know, the devil was an angel of music. There's an influence there. So just touching on that, just a smidget, there's an influence there. Yes, you should be responsible if you influence the masses. But let's be honest, you are led by a vibe.
Facts.
Whatever your vibe
facts
really the direction you going.
But my point, but that was the point I was making with Future. You were making a song about Percocet, Molly Percocet, and you don't take any of those drugs.
True.
Who's Al Authentic?
That's my cousin.
He's going crazy.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, he right though. Yeah, I've been reading it. He right though.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If
I think we struck a nerve with these topics today.
If this is a collection of books. If this is a collection of books, because it's not books. Remember, the origin of the Bible is from King James ordering, right? This commissioning this book, right? We're now going to, because we're getting ready to marry the church and the
state.
Which is why it was. See, when you want to do illegal shit,
you gotta put God on it.
You gotta or take God out,
or take God out of it.
Shield it with fluffy stuff.
Yeah.
And that's messed up.
What's the fluff? What's the fluff in the Bible?
The fluffy stuff?
Yeah, what's the fluff in the Bible?
Well,
you know what I think the fluff is.
I'm gonna make an argument.
We're gonna shake the table.
Well, yeah, we're finna shake the table.
Don is attempting to shake the table.
The New Testament is the fluff. The New Testament.
Really? That's your take?
Yes. The Old Testament has a chronological order of familiar relations. That's history.
Yes. I read it more than
okay. I say that all the time.
Wait a minute. Because when you read the different, and this is why I stress these are separate books.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because they all had a different intention. Okay. So if you're reading the Bible, you have to know what was the intention of this particular book. Leviticus was Levitical law.
Yes.
This is what I'm writing for you all to follow because we're writing the law. God is the law. I'm writing law.
Okay.
Right? When you are looking at the New Testament, it is written from, if you say the book of Romans, it's written to the Roman people.
Yeah, letters to the Roman people.
To the Roman people from Paul, who's writing to say.
So that's where the Don, this is where y'all line comes in between what y'all saying. Because y'all really saying the same thing.
Yeah.
The King James version of the New Testament is what you don't like. And there's nothing wrong with that.
It was
perpetuated to make that white Jesus with the perm be what he is. So that's what that was for. It
predated King James.
It did.
At the Council of Nicaea, when Constantine said, "This is what goes in, this is what goes out," that's when it was perverted.
What I'm saying is, I agree with you on that. What I'm saying, what popularized it was the King James version.
Yeah, he just made.
There were many versions of that shit that you talking about, and they was like Constantine on bullshit. King James came through with a gun, the state, and God, and made them one thing, and said, "This is what the book says." Like Mike said, "Give me that book." He went to Constantine's shit, Don, and said, "I don't want all the books. Just give me this book." See what I'm saying? And created the New Testament. If you look at the Old Testament, the Torah that the Jews use, the Quran that the Muslims use, and the Bible tell the same story up until you get to the New Testament.
Yep. Up until you get to the New
all
Testament.
three of those books tell the same Old Testament story, just the names are different. Muhammad is Moses and blah, 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 blah. But it's the same Adam and Eve, King Day, it's the same story. Solomon, it tells the same stories. I had a Muslim man read the fucking Quran to me, and I couldn't believe how much it was like the Bible. It was mind-blowing to me until you get to the Jesus Christ story. Even Jesus is in the Old Testament story that they tell. The angel of God is coming soon, and all of that. All the precursors to Jesus coming is in the Quran. It's in the Torah, what Jewish and Muslim people use. The difference comes when we get to what we're talking about, what Mike said King James did. When he went to the library, Don, he picked out what the fuck he wanted to pick out to help his narrative.
But,
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the most popular version of the Bible, because there's versions of the Bible in the world that don't have his version.
Yeah, absolutely.
That don't have the King James version.
But so we come back to the Council of Nicaea.
America used the King James version to enforce slavery on black people.
Right.
Do you see where I'm going with that?
Absolutely, because it was built that way.
It was designed.
It was designed for control. But when Constantine he said, okay, we need to centralize religion. Everybody got these little religions that they got, and we got this Bible, and we believe that Jesus is he's the Son of God, and this is how it works. So we're going to take, in order to appease everybody, we're going to take all these stories and we're going to mesh them into one. And it all happens in the New Testament, right? The Egyptian story of Horus,
the Ethiopian story. Right, you get to fill up the Ethiopian story.
The Easter being combined with the resurrection, the Passover or not the Passover, the harvest celebration and Christmas. They all get mashed together because that's how you appeased all the pagan religions.
Yeah.
So the story of Jesus, we have no clue whether or not that was the real story, because that story sound the same as the one the Egyptians was telling 1,200 years prior.
Facts.
So when I say the fluff comes from the New Testament is because the New Testament was cherry picked.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
This the story. This it right here.
But why?
We're gonna put all this together.
Why cherry pick? I feel like some of the stories and examples in New Testament are easily interchangeable to today in different formats. So I could see the correlation between, hey, this is a really good example.
Well, I believe the Bible is nothing but what the acronym of the words is, or it's the basic instruction before leaving Earth. That's pretty much what the Bible is. If you take Christianity or whatever you want to take any religion off of it and just live by the rules of the Bible, that's how to be a good person.
I'm gonna tell you this. I think they call it.
I mean?
I think they call it the Bible. Now you really want to mess with me, Mike? They call it the Bible, basic instructions before leaving Earth, because the white people are not from Earth.
Do you believe in aliens, people?
I keep telling you, we let them go a little bit.
Then you got to reel them
They're
back
not from
in.
Earth.
Then he jump off.
Yeah, you got to reel them back in.
Life outside of the Earth.
Yes, absolutely.
So you believe people exist? You believe there's functioning bodies of mass or whatever with brains and
absolutely.
immune systems.
Absolutely.
With brains and immune systems living on other planets.
Yeah, absolutely. In an infinite universe, the universe is infinite. We have no idea how.
Do you believe
expansive
in the
is.
solar system?
Huh?
The solar system that they teach us. You believe in that? You believe?
I don't believe,
my bad. Not that. I believe you might believe in that because I kind of believe in that. Do you believe that we travel to these places?
Who?
America.
That America traveled to the moon
and Mars and all these places.
We've never been. We've never been to Mars.
Okay.
I do believe we've been to the moon.
So you think we landed on the moon?
I think it's possible. Yeah,
the conspiracy theorist Don Johnson believes that America.
No, I definitely don't believe in the fake lunar landing.
Mm.
I don't think there's not really a way to profit from that.
Okay.
And they spend a lot of money to make that happen.
Okay.
They brought in all the top German rocket makers to make that happen. I think they got to the moon, right? We talk about Mars and shit, man, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, but the moon situation, even if they didn't do it the first time when they said they did it, they've done it. They've been to the moon. Space travels may not be feasible for us in our lifetime, and we might not see it, but centuries from now, they'll travel space. I believe they travel space billions of years ago, and I think they finna tell you the story with Adam Driver.
Billions of years.
Yeah.
So what in the world would be to get you there?
What you mean?
That click was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, like what a vehicle?
What vehicle? What?
How would
I believe they had ships?
Ships?
Yeah, they had ships that got here.
Okay.
That's how the white man got here.
I'm confused.
The white first of all.
So I believe the white man was made in a lab. I don't believe he's
an
alien. I believe he was made in the Caucasus Mountains by the brother Caucasus made them white people.
That's a good theory too. That's a good theory too. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. But however, every creature on Earth has some form of melanin in them.
Every creature.
But you know why? You know why they have to? You know why they have to? Because of the sun.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the one creature the one creature that doesn't is the white man.
So maybe they're from the water.
And they're allergic to the sun.
Maybe they're from the water.
Maybe
they them people that they was fighting in
of the ocean has no penetration of light whatsoever.
Maybe them the people that they was fighting in Black Panther.
Atlantis?
Or maybe they're just albino Turkish people.
Oh jeez.
No.
That's literally what they are. Albino.
No, that's what they say they are. That's what an Anglo-Saxon is.
You can have African children born in Africa be without albino.
Yeah.
No, not a lick of melanin. And it's dangerous. They can literally burn.
Yes.
Or are more likely to have skin cancer just off of the fact that they have no melanin in their skin in
Yes.
that kind of climate.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I believe that a human was made in a lab in that fashion. Nowadays, with the type of technology we have, I know it's completely and totally doable. But back then, I just don't see it.
I think we were more technologically advanced millions of years ago and and a cataclysmic event took us back to square one.
Like a Noah's Ark type of situation. I mean,
which has been proven to actually have happened.
No, facts.
When the Mariana Trench exploded,
that's true.
That actually happened.
Yeah.
It didn't rain. The water shot up out of the ocean for 40 days and 40 nights. It's an actual fact. So when you that's why I say the Old Testament a lot more truthful than you think it is.
It's based on a lot of historical things that happen.
It
reads that way.
King James was always hard for me to get through. I was like, oh God, thee, thy, though.
Man.
Thou shalleth.
Move into. I'm like,
I mean,
please read something else.
King James made it that way. King James made it that way because he was a fan of Shakespeare. And so that's how Shakespeare wrote his plays. So that's how he wrote the Bible.
Shakespeare was born. Okay, so you see that?
It was prior
to King James.
Yeah. It was. I think it might have been around the same time.
I thought it was around
Shakespeare was he was Tyler Perry during the time when King James was in power.
How much longer is Martin Luther after King James?
Martin Luther. So Martin Luther created the press, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, about 100 years.
Oh, that was about 100 years after. So the Bible. Oh, yeah, because he was detesting against the King James version of the Bible.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense. That's where the Lutheran Church comes from.
Yes, that's where the Lutheran Church comes from.
That's the guy that started the Lutheran Church. Yeah, his name is Martin Luther. That's where Martin Luther, the King name.
The King.
His daddy was named after Martin Luther.
Yeah.
And Martin Luther went to the church with the 10 Commandments. He went to the King James version of Roman Catholic Church or whatever and like broke the commandments on the door or some shit. Probably a fairy tale. That's what they taught us in Lutheran Church as a kid. He did some heroic ass shit. And started this religion.
I mean, have you ever heard the Mormons?
Oh, their story is crazy.
Have you ever heard the Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yeah. Like these stories are like, but I mean, it's about who can tell the coolest story. Yeah. That's why the Jesus Christ story is kind of like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was cool. Yeah. That make a great bio. That make a great motion picture.
Cool. It was cool when they told it in Egypt.
Yeah, exactly. When they wrote it on the walls of the pyramids thousands of years before.
Which and those hieroglyphics have depictions of spaceships coming from the sky. So
I'm just gonna drop that little nugget on the table.
I knew that. You know,
are they spaceships, Tom?
Or are they shooting stars or something?
It looked like a damn spaceship.
Or did somebody see it and say, you know what, that looks like what we would call today a spaceship?
Likely.
It looked like a ship.
On that note, cuss words. Who deemed them cuss words?
The church.
The church.
Yeah, but what about a word like fuck? What about the word fuck sounds like a cuss word?
It's about what you're talking about doing, I guess.
There was a Netflix show. Did y'all see it with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
We
were scrolling one night and clicked that button. He was like, fuck. I was like, yo.
We had to have made cuss words. Black people had to have made cuss words.
Just the way it's used. We had to have sounded foul.
Because we make every word into what it is.
Okay, so you're absolutely correct because we come from shadow Southern Christianity.
Yeah,
Black people in America come from that. Jerry Falwell and them type of big Bible busting, big white church motherfuckers who get Trump elected and all them type of people who pick our presidents pretty much, the Bible Belt part of America.
Yeah.
Those people are anti-cuss words.
Yeah.
So black people are going to follow along with what the white church taught them, which is the same shit. So your grandmama like, don't use them words in my house. Only I can use them words in my house.
But I'm saying even the cuss words that predate America, like the word fuck. Right,
like Latin origin.
Like it had to have come from a black person because we do everything cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just think about it. So we take words and we make them into something else.
Yeah.
So no other race does that.
I like your creativity spit on that. We'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take that.
You're saying that no other race has a different dialect amongst its people?
No, I'm saying there no other race takes words that mean something else and make them cool.
Ebonics.
No other language.
Black people make.
40 did give us a dictionary.
Black people make words cool.
Okay.
So, and there's no cooler words than cuss words.
Well, other races have curse words.
Sure.
My 6th grade French teacher taught us all the curse words first class.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of them, but I appreciate the fact
I got
you
kicked
didn't
out of
do
French
that.
class.
Yo.
I didn't.
I kept speaking English.
So I wanted to ask you this: how long have you been a herbalist? And explain what that is exactly.
Herbs.
I dug into this a little bit because actually it was like, when do you know certain plants are good for certain things? And I knew certain plants were good for certain things early, but you forget that stuff until you come back to it. But I'll tell you, COVID, it rocked the boat. The way the media was displaying the symptoms and what's going to happen. I thought we were going to die. I'm like, not us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get some herbs. We're gonna make some tea up in here.
For sure.
So that's really what started it. I just started digging deep on the respiratory side and trying to figure out, okay, if we caught this, how can we get through it? So I started studying elderberry, echinacea, moringa for the respiratory, and just a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, all right, I think I got like a nice little bundle here. And I would literally be guinea pigging my family to drink this and taste that. And so when it came, the kids, of course, brought it home from school one day, but we didn't know that's what it was. We actually caught it pretty early, but when it came, it just took us over. I had tea already ready to go. I was hobbling and brewing, and it took us like 48 hours, honestly, to be able to get back on our feet to function.
So the pandemic pushed you towards this lifestyle.
It absolutely did.
Interesting. Okay, that's dope.
It did.
That's dope. So the vegan lifestyle is tied into that, or
that was my own personal choice.
Okay.
I was already studying it. I already figured, okay, let me cut this back. Dairy, for example, is really bad for your respiratory issues. If you got asthma, bronchitis, it's gonna cause more congestion, inflammation, causing the mucus.
Do you think it always was?
Huh?
Do you think it always was?
Dairy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think dairy, generally, we don't need it in our systems.
I don't know. I think the advent of antibiotics and steroids that they introduced to cows to make them bigger and provide more meat is what really messed up dairy. I think it's that, like, as a grown up, nothing has changed about my constitution other than I've gotten older.
Really?
But now I drink milk and my stomach is bothering me.
Exactly.
And it's weird.
Can we talk about the fact that the reason that your cow has to be given so much antibiotics, not just your cow, but any type of animal raised in modern day food, right? Food processing, that mass production is the reason that they have to give them all that.
Absolutely.
If they actually were raised in a normal farm, and we actually have more farmers farming, and we actually have more food processors, right? People to slaughter and more local, what do they call those? Butchers and real butchers, not just people that like show up and then take the frozen food off of the truck like a real butcher, like a real butcher that cuts up a carcass, right?
Yeah.
I think we would see a lot better reaction to our food. I think if our children receive that type of food in the schools, I think they would have a better day. I think food is a really big issue. It's a real big thing in Black people living in urban areas, or a lot of times being concentrated in urban areas. We don't necessarily get access to fresh food.
True.
Facts.
Food, the food industry and Harvey's favorite industry are tied together, which is why they do this thing where they don't care about how the food is processed. So the food industry and big pharma are tied together. So
what
it
she's
doesn't
talking
matter
about,
if
so
you-
like the herbalist thing that ties to big pharma.
Yes.
She like, I'm scared as fuck. The drugs they giving people at the hospital is killing people in the middle of the pandemic. Fuck it, I'm finna doctor on my own family. Then you go to the vegan shit. I ain't fucking with dairy because the cows ain't been right since we was kids.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So you're right, Don. Yeah, it is. It's two industries that don't really give a fuck about the people that they're servicing.
But this is what happens when you become greedy.
Greedy, exactly.
It's all about money at the end
This
of
is
the
what happens when you are one company producing thousands of pigs, when you're not, smaller farms spread more out amongst different people, slaughtering pigs, giving them to the local grocery store, being a local producer, local grocery store, local, all of that. It helps the community.
But you know what? You know why we're not allowed to do that, right?
Why?
Because they bought people.
Of course they did.
Big Pharma and the food industry bought people.
But we also
and we won't buy people.
Well, the FDA,
the
right?
FDA,
That's
the Food and Drug Administration.
So that's
but see, here's the whole thing. You don't
so
always
together, like.
But you don't always have to buy people because and that's the thing. We outnumber them. We outnumber them. The only time you have to buy them is when you can't work to outnumber them. But if you want, the reason that those people have to buy politicians is because
they're the minority.
They're the minority.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They have millions of dollars. They don't have millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
We got millions of people. We don't need millions of dollars.
Yeah, okay, but you can't win a fight not fighting the way they fight.
Yes, you can.
How? How do you win a war against somebody with guns without guns?
Because who gives a fuck who you pay if he's not going to be there next year?
That's what you paid for. You're paying to.
Mike is saying you could buy a politician, and then if he lose the election because somebody to mobilize the people, then what the fuck was the point of what you just did? That's Mike's point.
But you can't.
I can.
You can't.
I can.
It's happened before. I think what you're describing happens more often, but what he's describing has happened before.
Why can't it?
And
why can't it? If a Barack Obama could beat a Hillary Clinton, why can't it?
He was bought though. Barack was
Why?
bought.
He was an unknown.
He was bought though.
But he was also an unknown.
He was bought though.
He wasn't fucking unknown.
He was
They had been grooming him to be president from the moment he was a fucking city councilman and he gave the speech at the fucking Democratic National Convention. They knew that was the guy.
City councilman. You mean a state senator?
He was city council before then. Okay,
but he was
he wasn't a senator. He wasn't a senator when he gave that speech.
I believe he was a
no. He was a councilman.
I gotta go look back.
Yeah, you cold with it, but I'm cold with it too.
I don't know if he was a councilman.
He was a councilman.
I believe he was a city. Let me hold on, because I gotta go look.
But he's not a good example because he was bought.
He was bought.
He definitely is a bad example, but he's a bad example as far as for working on our people or working on behalf of our people directly. But
he's a bad example. He's a bad example. Period.
But he is an example of the establishment candidate not winning. Him winning in Iowa was an upset.
I don't think so.
I don't know about the white female woman beating a black man in a presidency. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all be acting like y'all got amnesia. Listen, we was back in 2000. There had never been a black president.
But
nobody knew how to say the man's name.
I don't know if it was because
nobody even knew who he was.
I don't know if it's because
the man.
Mike, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't know if I'm ignorant.
White man hate more than a nigga.
Nobody knew
who he was. It's a white woman, bro.
Nobody knew who he was. Hold on. Nobody knew who that man was.
That woman. Hold on, let me give you what woman this is, bro.
We talking about a Democratic primary, which y'all talking is complete nonsense. Right. I need y'all to pay attention, okay? Nobody knew who the man was.
Democrats not racist.
Nobody knew who the man was.
Bro, they don't fuck with Hillary Clinton like that.
Nobody knew who the man was. Him winning Iowa was what got him on the map.
This lady was the first lady of the United States for 8 years and is not enamored, bro. They don't love that lady.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Keep it real.
Y'all tripping.
If Michelle Obama run for president, she not losing, bro.
Y'all tripping.
She's not gonna lose, bro, because they love her. They don't love Hillary Clinton.
Hold on.
First of all,
can I go to the comedian standpoint before you get that point? Hold on. Yes, okay. I want you to say. I want you to hear this. Chris Rock said this the best. He said that this is why people don't love Hillary Clinton. Because a bill.
That ain't got shit to do with shit.
Yes, bro. I'm telling you, Mike,
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Listening,
yes, they do.
No,
she was the first lady.
No.
She should have been the first lady to suck that man's dick.
You're not paying attention.
That's how they look at her.
You're not paying attention. In 2008, did nobody know the fuck a Barack Obama was? I don't care if he spoke at a convention.
Okay.
It don't matter.
So you think the people mobilized?
The Democratic that's a grassroots. Anybody will tell you Barack Obama had a grassroots campaign. Him winning Iowa was what got him on the map. Nobody was paying a fucking attention to that man.
You know why
Iowa was how he got.
Do you know why he won Iowa? Do you know why he won Iowa? Because the Democratic Party was behind him 100%. That's the only way you're winning. The game is rigged, Mike.
Hillary didn't stand a chance, bro.
Y'all are losing y'all. Go back and watch them.
All right,
Hillary, she didn't stand a
was smoked
chance.
out the gate.
No, she wasn't.
Soon as they gave her the nomination,
They made it
was
look
considering
close.
giving her that nomination.
They
I'm
made
like,
it
what
look
the fuck are
close.
they doing? Nobody likes her, bro. Look at all the first ladies over history. They're enamored, my nigga. We love them. Nobody likes Hillary Clinton.
We didn't like Barbara Bush
Oh, well,
Barbara
Let's
ain't
be
running
clear.
for office either.
Okay.
Barbara's not in the politics. Hillary's in politics too.
Y'all can brand new. Y'all can real brand new.
How?
First of all, let's be all the way 100. This is in 2008. You all are speaking from a perspective of 2023.
I said it in 2008. She
in
didn't stand a chance.
2008.
I called it in 2000 before I knew Barack was going to be the candidate. I said
In
she wasn't going to
she
win.
ain't gonna win it, right?
In 2008, the only person being talked about running for president was Hillary Clinton.
A lot of people be talked about running for president. That don't mean they gonna
Barack
win.
Obama was nobody
What was
talking
dude
about
married to the Hines lady a couple years ago? He was supposed to win from the Democratic Party. The dude looked like a Kennedy
with the wife.
He looked like a Kennedy with the rich wife that's from the Hines ketchup family. What's dog name? He was supposed to win. He got his ass whooped.
Got his boot smoked.
He was supposed to win. He was all they was talking about the whole time. I can't think of his goddamn name. Tall dude, white hair.
No,
he had the rich wife.
You mixing them up.
Man,
You mixing up Kerry.
That's what I'm talking about, Kerry.
Kerry didn't run against him.
I'm saying he. I ain't saying he ran against Hillary. I'm saying he was
talking about a different person, but Kerry is a different person.
Kerry was supposed to win.
He was supposed to win, though. That's another example of somebody who was the buzz motherfucker to win, and he didn't win.
Kerry, the Hines dude was the vice presidential candidate to Kerry.
Oh, okay.
But the whole thing is, what I am saying is that he was not, and let's be very clear when we say this, Barack Obama was not the establishment candidate. The Democratic Party did not invest in him in Iowa. He was not the candidate. He was not. They all had their hopes on Hillary, and he stood out.
He's a Bush.
He's a Bush.
Let's just stop.
Barack Obama
we don't have to stop. These are facts.
No, y'all not speaking facts. That's why I keep asking y'all.
Mike, he's a Bush, bro. It's been proven.
Look at his genealogy.
It's been proven, bro.
Listen.
He's related to the Bushes.
What the fuck that got to do with anything?
So that means you can get what happens in politics all the time.
That sounds stupid. Listen,
no, it doesn't.
Y'all sound crazy as hell.
Is Ted Kennedy not in politics?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Is Ted Kennedy not in politics?
What does that have to do with anything?
He's an idiot, and he's in politics because of who his family is, bro.
That ain't got nothing
so Barack
to do with
Obama,
politics is all
Barack Obama,
nepotism.
Yeah, he's in the bloodline of a political family, which gives you an opportunity over every other nigga in America.
What does that have to do with what I'm talking about?
He was groomed to be president of the United States, man.
Not by them.
Okay.
Wasn't?
All right.
George Bush backed his whole fucking campaign. Are you not reading
did.
this shit? Ask his wife. Did you read his wife's book? Because I read excerpts from his book, from her book, where she said George Bush coached them through the entire campaign, Mike.
Which one?
The son. The son. George Bush, the W,
coached
who
him.
kisses Michelle hand every time he see her and do like this
Yep,
when
he
see
do.
her and all that shit.
Coached him through what?
Through the campaign,
Which
Mike.
one?
When he ran for president.
Which one?
The first time.
The first time that he ran for president, George Bush.
I mean, the second time. The second time.
Okay, so we're talking about the first time he ran
He
for
still
president.
beat George. So either way, guess what?
No.
They had
That's
the,
what I'm talking
they
about.
had the election rigged, Mike. They weren't going to lose
That's
either
what I'm
way.
talking about.
No,
You're
what I'm
mixing
talking
things.
about is they're not going to lose either way.
I'm talking about 2008. Prior to.
Okay, what about it?
Anybody hearing about a Barack Obama?
Okay, who cares about any of
I
that?
care about that because that's what I was talking about.
What
y'all
does that have
y'all
to-
done veered off.
The people
But it
did not
doesn't-
make that nigga president.
Yes,
Is our
they
point.
did.
The gay people with money and George Bush is why that man won that election.
Before the gay people with
The
money
gay
can
people
get
with
to
money
them.
and George Bush is why that man won that election, boss.
No,
and
it's
they picked Hillary Clinton to fucking run against him.
This is the it's been the
makes no sense.
Democrat
You could have beat
playbook.
Hillary Clinton.
It's been
makes
a
no
Democrat
sense. What you
playbook
said
for
don't make no
100
sense
years.
at all.
They've done it the same way
That
for
don't make
100
no
years.
sense
Nobody
at all.
ever heard of Bill Clinton before he won.
What are you talking about? Bill Clinton was the governor of Arkansas.
The rest of the world didn't know that. Nobody knew who the governor of Arkansas was.
Listen,
All y'all right. Obama was a Democratic plant. Nobody knew him. He was a senator unknown who was put there to push immigration and LBGT rights because his dad was Kenyan and he was from Hawaiian and he was helped by the Bushes. End of
How do you
discussion,
win a
boss.
first election if the Bushes ain't coming to help you to the second term? They don't make no fucking sense.
They helped you get in politics, period. They didn't have to help you win the election, nigga. You're in the room
How the
because
fuck
of
they
them.
gonna pick a whole
How
Barack
does he get
Obama
in the
from
room?
Chicago and they from Texas?
Because
They don't have to be from Texas. Where they
That
pick
didn't make
somebody from
sense.
anywhere?
he was the Democrat pick.
How?
They
can
did
people
not
anywhere.
pick Hillary, fam. If they picked Hillary, Hillary would have won.
Another one.
The game is rigged.
That's
Mike.
what I'm saying.
Y'all have to go read, man. Read.
So I have a contradiction
Go ahead.
because remember how you said American history is filled with lies, right? You're never gonna officially know unless you were in the room on any of these
True.
topics. That's usually how
True.
I disperse arguments.
True,
but
but
that's the thing.
But see, God gave us a beautiful gift. It's called discernment, right? And the longer you look at something, the easier it is to discern how it works.
Go.
We have watched the Democrats use this playbook for 100 years.
What
They
playbook?
bring a motherfucker out of nowhere to be their
Facts.
candidate.
Facts.
the puppet in front of the people.
They've been doing that shit since the beginning of time. They haven't. They haven't. Our candidates don't come
They
from
did the
successful
same.
families.
They did the
and shit.
same thing with JFK.
Take it
Nobody,
back to
the
George
rest of the
Washington.
country had no idea who JFK was.
Jeff
all of a
Bezos or
sudden-
what?
All of a sudden, here's our candidate. Oh, look at this good-looking motherfucker right here.
They was from Boston, Massachusetts, of all places, believe it or not. One of the most racist places in the North.
Listen, I'm gonna say it like
They've been
this.
running this playbook for years. Nobody knew who the fuck Bill Clinton was. Nobody know who the governor of Arkansas is.
Yeah, I don't know who the governor of Arkansas
Tell me who the
is.
governor of Arkansas is right now without Googling it.
I can tell you, Huckabee Sanders.
He from Arkansas, though. Mike,
Okay.
you're from Arkansas. That don't count.
Right.
I'm somebody.
It's 5 people in this room. It's 5 people in this room. The
I
other
can
4
tell
of
you
us,
the governor of Florida is.
the
I
other
ain't from
4,
Florida.
the other 4 of us don't know who that is.
Did you say it's
Who's the governor of Arkansas? That's what
Right.
we saying.
Her face
The
like,
fuck?
yeah.
She said
Who
the
the governor of
fuck?
Wisconsin? You know that. Never mind.
She might not know that.
But that's what I'm saying. The Democrats have been doing that.
Don't ever disagree.
2004
Don't ever
DNC convention.
And what is he? Hold on.
Senator.
He's a
Yeah, I went to go see him speak.
Okay,
They brought him to
state senator.
Wisconsin.
He's a
State
That's
senator.
what I said to you.
State.
That's what I said.
Not a senator.
I said he's a state
He's
senator.
a state senator.
What were
That's
my words?
nothing.
What were my words?
I don't know. You said he was a senator.
I said he's a state
Okay.
senator.
Great.
Get the record playback.
Great.
State, though.
Great.
Thank you.
State.
Thank you.
That's kind of poop, buddy.
Thank you.
Especially be running for president.
Nobody
You go
said
from
he
a
was
state
supposed to.
senator to
No,
running
it
for
gave
president?
him. It gave
So
him.
that means you had a little push
there
in
are
your.
many people.
Somebody behind the doors was moving some shit
There are
around for
many
you.
At that
people.
2004 convention, they let you know this is our guy. He gave the keynote address.
He did not. He did.
That's not the keynote address?
I don't think this was a keynote address.
He just spoke, right? I think he just spoke.
He has a,
What-
yeah,
what
but
it
I
say on
don't know if it's the night.
What does it say on the
star.
screen?
It do say keynote,
Uh-huh.
but no. It may not be the keynote, nigga. You know, it's multiple days.
He gave a keynote address, Mike.
He gave a note. Okay,
They
whatever.
let you know that the Democrats have been doing this, fam. Bill Clinton gave the keynote
Nigga,
before
you
he ran for
explain
president.
you explain everything like a conspiracy theory, and I need you to listen for a second.
It's not conspiracy,
every
fam.
time the Democrats have rising stars within the Democratic Party, yes, sir, they put them up to give speeches if they like them. Absolutely, you are right. They do. They still do it.
And they pull them from out of nowhere, Mike.
No,
you know why?
no, the nigga
You know
wasn't
why?
pulled out of
You know why
nowhere.
it's easy?
Somebody in Illinois said that's a good guy. You all should pay attention
He's
to
a
him.
fucking state senator.
Also means that
He
not
went from
everyone
state
knew him.
senator to president.
That's a jump.
That's like Khalif Rainey
Yeah.
becoming fucking president tomorrow.
If you win, if you are doing the keynote address, doing a keynote address in 2004 on a national stage, right? I then am a state senator. I'm now what? He's a senator by now. He's now an actual senator. He wasn't a senator that long. He's like a senator for like 2 years. I'm an actual U.S.
You see how fast tracked he was,
Yeah, because he gave a keynote address at the national convention.
bro. He went from city councilman
State senator.
to state senator to senator to president in a span of 10 years.
Fast track.
That's fast track.
Obama.
Like the fastest track you could be on. That's it.
The man was the president of the Harvard Law Review. What you want him to say?
He was selected.
He was selected.
All of the niggas is selected is what I'm trying to say to you, even on the Republican side.
That was my point,
They're all
right?
selected.
That was our point, though.
My thing to you, but
You
not
said
the way
the
you
people
niggas are
picked
trying
Obama.
to say.
No, you said the people picked Obama.
Trying to put it in a way.
tried to say we got 1 million people and that's better than $1 million when the fuck it's not. And
Yes,
you
it-
know it.
yes,
No,
the
it's not.
fuck it is.
Because
And
with
that's
my
what
money, I can sway half of that audience to go with what the fuck I'm talking about.
Not if they've been educated.
Mike, if I say, you know how many white Democrats didn't vote for Obama? Because he was black? That money don't matter at that point.
Nigga, it was white Republicans that voted for Obama because he was black.
Because they were probably gay.
Yeah.
And he was
Oh my
pushing an
God.
agenda that they agreed with.
That's true.
Y'all gotta kiss my ass with this gay shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Listen, this is what I'm trying to break down for y'all. The party looked at rising stars amongst the nation.
Did they?
Nigga, it's like
Did they really?
running
Did they?
a record label.
Did
Did
they?
they
And
really?
you put up your next rising stars onto the
or
national
did they go
stage,
to the one that George
and you
Bush
make
helped
it
pay
work
to
the
go to
way it
college?
works. Every party does that. Every party does that. The Republican Party does it. The Democratic Party does it. He just happened to be the nigga that made it work for him.
Really?
It don't work for everybody.
Really? So you know I watched the Jerry Falwell thing. That's not what happened with Donald Trump.
Oh, geez.
That's what you just
Yeah,
described.
it's
That's
not.
not what happened with Donald Trump.
Oh no, they didn't pick him.
He broke the system.
He bought people.
Yeah.
He went in there and he bought the Farwells. He went in there and bought Santis in Florida. He went everywhere and bought people and bought the election. Bought Hillary Clinton, bitch ass. Here's your emails. I bought these. Take them emails with you, bitch, and get out my face.
Right.
Stop talking to Russia. Them my friends, ho. I got money. You don't.
My
Stop
thing
playing
has
with
it.
me.
My
I
thing
got real
to you,
money.
I got
my
real
thing
money.
to you.
You've been in politics 45 years. You were the first lady of the United States. You don't stand a chance against me. Why? Because I got money.
'Cause I got
But that's not why
money.
she lost.
All right,
And I'm
Mike.
famous.
That's not why she
All
lost.
right, Mike.
And see, that's why we got to be factual.
All right, Mike.
Hillary Clinton lost because her campaign did not connect to black people. Hillary Clinton lost because her campaign did not
What
put
black
any
people was
money
finna
into
give
the
her some
black
money?
community.
What black
And you
people
see
was
how
finna
he
give her
just
some
did
money?
This how niggas stay stupid.
I'm saying what black
I
people
want
was
you to
finna give her
understand.
some money, though.
You think that's how I want you to
You think we
understand.
What other people was finna give her some money, though?
Huh?
Oprah or somebody who's finna give her some money?
You
Bob
gotta put
Johnson
money
from
into
BET?
connected to black
I'm
people.
saying
You
what
can't-
black people was finna give
Hillary
Hillary
Clinton
Clinton.
didn't even campaign in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was a lost cause.
She was gonna lose anyway.
Move on. Y'all know what y'all talking about. Move on.
Yeah, he thinks she had a chance.
Huh?
I don't know why he thinks that.
If Hillary would have campaigned correctly, yeah.
No.
Nah.
No.
Absolutely.
I don't think if she
It-
hit
I
if
think
she
it had a lot to
hit
do-
every campaign
you-
point when
if
she was
you-
supposed to hit, she still would have got her
got up
boots
there in the
smoked.
electric slide with you niggas at Sunday service, she still would have lost.
I think she would have got a couple more votes.
I think
She
it's
still would.
I
funny.
think she would know.
I think it's funny.
Honestly, I think all the while, I think Bernie was the candidate.
he
Of course,
was.
And
Bernie
I think
should have
the
been a
system-
candidate.
I think the system
They
itself
failed
within
him.
the Democratic National Convention itself
You wanna know why
chose
Bernie didn't get
Hillary
picked?
Clinton.
'Cause he
Now,
was
if
the
you
right
want to
guy.
say
He
what
don't buy people.
system,
Right, he didn't buy nobody.
you want to say what system
Gotta buy
picked the
people.
candidate, the superdelegate system within the Democratic National Convention, in the way that the
Guess who
closed
buys
pri-
super delegates?
in the ways that the closed
Jerry Falwell with super churches when he put his money behind
I'm
Trump.
done with him.
All right.
Well,
You watched the shit with me, didn't you? Yeah, okay. Liberty
The Republican-
University won that
the
election.
Republican Party
Liberty
doesn't have-
University won that election, Mike, for Donald Trump.
The Republican Party doesn't have super delegates in the same way that the Democratic
Okay.
Party does.
So I can't
Right.
buy none of them super delegate people. If I got money, I can't buy none of them people. Is what you telling me.
The Democratic Party
Everybody for
itself-
sale, my nigga.
The
Yeah.
Democratic
Everybody
Party,
got a price,
the
boss.
Democratic Party
Shit,
itself.
it's the American way.
Word to
That's
Ted
the-
Everybody got a
DiBiase.
price.
Listen,
It's
Word
the
to the
American
$1
way.
million man.
Everybody got a price.
Everybody's got a
That
price.
pussy going for $40 or $4,000, but it's going for something, my nigga.
you can
Trust
make up
me.
conspiracy
Everything got a
theories.
price on it.
You can make up conspiracy
Everything.
theories, or you can give people the correct information, and then we can do something about it.
The correct
But you can't-
information ain't always the correct information because
No.
they lie.
Who is they? Numbers are numbers, nigga.
Really?
Who is they?
Really?
Who is they?
I can skew any argument any way that I want to using numbers.
What argument are you skewing here?
Well, we could do it in we could do it with basketball, we could do it with politics, we could do it with anything that involves numbers. I can skew that argument to fit my narrative. You know how I know that's true? because Fox will give the same numbers and CNN will get the same numbers, but they both got two different results.
Stupid. What's next?
So that's your answer to that?
Fox is dumb.
Okay.
They got people like
Fox is dumb to a Fox is dumb to a hardline Democrat.
Fox is dumb,
CNN is dumb to a hardline Republican.
Facts are facts.
Somewhere in between,
and most Americans
is
are
the
apple.
answer.
Yeah. Like CNN said, an apple is an apple. An apple is an apple. Okay, an orange is an orange.
And you think people affect elections?
And a banana is a banana.
And you think people affect elections?
No, it's because I think dogs affect elections. Of course, I think people affect elections.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Like, who else? Who else?
That shit stopped. That shit stopped in 1963 in Dallas, Texas.
That shit sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me.
I think what y'all saying sound like a bunch of bullshit.
In 1963,
and we
in Dallas, Texas,
the
presidency was lost.
Irresponsible.
The presidency was lost.
Hold on, because how is it that we are the same podcast that asks people to go out and vote
locally?
Yes,
locally. We talking about the president of the United States. I'm talking about locally. We said locally. We talking about the president of the United States. For you to think that our votes affect that shit, I didn't know you thought that. I'm just surprised today. I didn't know that.
You didn't know I thought what?
That we affect that vote.
The presidential vote?
Yeah, you just told me super delegates and all these people pick it. So how the fuck am I affecting it? You told me a room full of people, 11 people go in the room and pick who the president is at the end of the night.
That ain't what I told you. That is not what I told you.
I thought they looked Electoral College, so they don't pick the president? Who picks the president?
That's why I keep telling you niggas y'all got to read.
Tell me who picks the president. I'm asking you a question right now.
The Electoral College overruled the popular vote. So what?
Shut your mouth.
Does it not?
No, he's saying you're wrong.
I'm trying to tell you the process. Nigga, there is a primary process, is it not?
Okay, we're listening.
Okay, so that primary process that goes on throughout the country. After all of the primaries are done, then the Democrats have a convention, right? When Jesse Jackson ran for office, they instituted this new system in the DNC, very racist system as well, because Jesse Jackson actually was a populist candidate, meaning that the people, same as Donald Trump, before Donald Trump, it was Jesse Jackson.
Facts.
So if we have that, then you got this populist candidate, we have this issue. That's why they were able to so easily do away with Bernie. You see what I'm saying? They use that same system to keep Bernie out. The closed primaries that are happening across the East Coast, those closed primaries didn't allow people who weren't registered as Democrats to vote for Bernie, or who hadn't registered yet to vote for Bernie. In New York, independents wanted to vote for Bernie. They couldn't do that.
Who put these laws in place?
The DNC. So this is what I'm trying to point out to you, that there are systems in place, but we got to point out the right one. Otherwise, you're distracting people. It is a system that's in place. You are right. Yeah, they do put people up that they like, but everybody who picked to get put up ain't going to be liked by the people.
True.
It's quite simple, but we got to make sure that we're recognizing the superdelegate system that is happening that the DNC instituted after Jesse Jackson.
The Democrats figured out the formula when they put Bill Clinton in office. They did. That the charismatic, good-looking guy is gonna get them the office.
Nigga, every party does it. That's true. I'm not knocking it.
When did Republicans put a good-looking,
was George
charismatic
Bush
guy
the daddy
in?
ever nice looking?
George Bush Sr.?
Ronald Reagan was the nice, charismatic, last charismatic person that they had.
You're trying to tell me they didn't say George Bush, the son, was handsome? No, I didn't say I agreed. I'm just saying you're just trying to say they didn't say that. You're trying to say they didn't call Mitt Romney handsome? I'm sorry. You're trying to say they didn't call Paul Ryan handsome?
Mitt Romney didn't get the office.
No.
They ain't talking about them winning. I'm talking about if they call him handsome.
But they didn't win the nomination.
Mitt Romney did win.
Mitt Romney did.
George Bush did win a nomination.
Ryan didn't.
Ryan was vice presidential nominee. But they didn't win. They didn't. Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan, weren't they on the same ticket? Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
Hold on.
No, because they would have won.
Mitt Romney.
I just know Donald Trump and George Bush, the dad, aren't sex symbols and were never considered sex symbols. So I can't agree with that.
Obama made the cut. though.
Mitt Romney. Who
Obama,
was
Bill
Mitt?
Clinton.
Right.
That's the
Obama,
same-
Bill Clinton,
That's
JFK.
another reason why Hillary wasn't going to win. She not nice looking.
No,
I don't
Mitt
think
Romney.
Clinton was in there like, oh, all the women were throwing themselves. He turned to sex symbol.
Man, listen.
No, believe it or not,
that man had been smoking
Believe it or
boots
not,
for a long
I'm
time.
gonna keep it real with you. My cousin, my mother's cousin, worked on the Bill Clinton campaign. Him running for president. We went down to Arkansas, all that shit. I went to the governor's mansion, all that shit. They worked for his campaign. When my mother saw Bill Clinton in person, she fell in love with him. And my mother's an Afrocentric, pro-black, was a Panther, all this shit. She thought that white man was fine.
Arkansas stuff.
But he was 6'3". You see what I'm saying? He was a man. Like he wasn't no.
Then they put the.
But what I'm trying to
they put the man in his saxophone on Arsenio Hall
with sunglasses
over
on.
with.
With sunglasses
over
on.
with.
So look, this is what I'm saying about
Over
the difference between him and Hillary.
I pull out my saxophone today. Patty's coming on.
I will agree with Mike as far as a strategist, political shit. She cold. You get what I'm saying? By the book, she cold. Hillary.
Oh yeah.
Books wise, law wise, state of New York, she done did some phenomenal shit. She cold. But in what we're talking about, being the leader of the free world,
never.
You got to look a certain way. She don't even look the part. She's not attractive like Michelle Obama or somebody like that. Even Ivanka Trump or whatever fuck her name is. She's nice to look at. Hillary Clinton's not nice to look at.
But that's not why she lost.
All right, Mike. All that shit plays a role in it, bro. I'm telling you.
But that ain't why she lost, though.
All right.
She just wasn't the girl.
You said she didn't go to black churches. That's why she lost.
didn't campaign correctly.
I don't agree with that.
That
I
was
don't
the
think
one
the
thing.
niggas was gonna help her.
The niggas wasn't gonna help her no way.
First of all, she wasn't. She should have just made Bernie her vice president.
She should have.
If she would have did that, she would have won.
And I thought they
honestly, that was her biggest mistake. That was her biggest shoot in the foot.
I agree with that.
The way that they tried to X out the Bernie campaign after that, and the way that he was energized,
and the way he had galvanized the people.
Yeah, it was just she just wasn't.
Even Biden was smart enough to grab Kamala for that reason.
Yeah, it was the way she just their campaign tried to just X him out.
Yeah.
It's the reason why she lost.
Well, Bernie's never gonna get it because he's the right guy. Because he's a guy. He's a outlier. Bernie gonna do what's best for America. They don't want that.
Well,
and that's why I think we always gonna stay stuck.
No, we're not gonna stay stuck.
Not us as a people. I mean,
or anybody, America. But see,
America.
this is the thing that black people have to understand. White people are always gonna be 50-50. Why wouldn't they be?
What you mean?
They're always going to, when it comes to civil rights, when it comes to fixing things, when it comes to all of that, they're always going to be 50-50. That's how they've been about most subjects, most everything. It's 50-50, especially if it's something that doesn't benefit their constituency directly. They're going to be 50-50. The people who tip the scale are people that look like you and me. And if we stay home, guess what? We don't tip the scale. And you don't get to make people do what you want them to do if you ain't going to vote, stupid.
But that don't make sense, though, because if it was 50-50 and we stay at home, then they tied, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. But he's saying our 2,000, 3,000 votes or whatever tips the scale. That's what he's saying.
They're going to be around 50-50 regardless.
Local
voting. Man, listen, man.
I mean, that's the number one thing we push on this show.
You've been indoctrinated
no,
in
nigga,
the gang
I ain't been
culture.
Indoctrinated. It's
in the gang culture, and I don't like it.
Go look at the numbers. Nigga. Don't argue with me. Look at numbers.
I don't like it.
I know facts.
You are a gang member.
I know facts.
You a Democrat.
A Democrat.
I got on blue.
You a Democrat.
I'm black.
They the ones who wanted to keep us as slaves. Like, the Democrats the ones who wanted to keep us as slaves.
No, the conservatives were the one who wanted to keep us as slaves. The conservatives are in the Republican Party.
Who? So the Republican president who freed us
wasn't a conservative.
He was a progressive.
Yeah, he would be considered a progressive at his time.
That's the 50-50 bullshit he talking about. That's the 50-50 shit that you.
But this is what I'm. But this is what I'm saying. Like, your hard line, your hard line down the Democratic Party line.
Emma?
Total party line.
Emma?
It sounds like it.
No, I'm just providing you facts.
You just said Fox is dumb.
Fox is dumb.
That sounds like a Democratic.
No, it's not a Democratic thing. It's just you don't have. First of all, Fox is not a news channel. It's not the same thing. It's not news.
It's Fox News.
It's a cable channel. It's Fox cable
just
channel.
Like CNN.
They had to take news out of. They had to take news out of their title because they're Fox cable channel now, and they actually were ordered by a judge to take news out of their title. Wanna know why? Okay. Because they don't do news. It's stupid.
CNN don't do news.
It's dumb.
Damn near no more.
It's propaganda. But guess what? They ain't did so much that they got to take news out their title. So I'll deal with that in the Griot and Roland Martin Unfiltered. Really, Roland Martin Unfiltered is where I got my news anyway. But anyway. I'm just telling you how the system works. You don't want to be a distraction.
Everybody running it. Every side is running their own propaganda. Yeah. Democrats run their own propaganda. Republicans run their own propaganda.
But it has nothing to do. What I'm saying.
Since the Germans showed us what propaganda is, we've been running it.
But hear me for a second. What I'm telling you is factual. It ain't got nothing to do with how I feel. It has to do with Wisconsin's election have been won by what? Close votes. North Carolina, Sherry Beasley lost her votes by 400 votes. Black people could have easily tipped the scale on that.
So the thing that I watched, this black lady couldn't go vote because they moved her voting shit all the way out to another community.
And who did that? The Republican Party.
The system that we're talking about.
But the Republican Party.
It's the system.
Because the Democrat,
all the Democrat, your gang
the
culture.
Republican Party.
Hold on. I don't care if you're a Crip or a Blood. You're causing problems in my neighborhood. You're part of the problem.
Republican Party. Fix it.
How can I fix something that I'm not? I don't have nothing to do with that.
Vote.
Mike, they're moving the voting places.
Well, drive your ass down and vote.
No, what if I can't get there?
You can get there.
The lady on the documentary we watched, she couldn't get there.
You can get there.
On the 1619 project, that black lady could not get to that shit because it was in Waukesha, and she lived on the east side, bro.
And then if you can't get
there,
and
they did that for the reason so Trump could win Georgia, my nigga.
If the older woman can't get to her polling place, what can she do?
They said she had to mail off a ballot 3 weeks later or some shit like that.
Earlier
or something, and they didn't tell her that. They never told her that.
Voter suppression. It's voter suppression.
So we're talking
but
system.
What party supports
you
voter
splitting
suppression?
it into parties. Like Don is saying, you're hardlining for parties.
Nigga, that's who influenced the system.
But we're speaking on system.
So you think Democrats never did it?
Is what you're not getting.
You think Democrats never did it the other way?
What other way?
You think Democrats never moved the line so that they could get the black vote? Or
politics is a dirty
That's
game.
what I'm saying. They all dirty. That's my point.
It's not. What I am saying here is the reason that those polling places have been moved, those things have happened, and it's happened because of policy the people who are part of the Republican Party, elected officials who are part of that party have introduced. So if you're asking me, how did this happen? How are they moving?
I'm not going to continue to let you do this. I have Republican friends.
And
we, the black media, support black brothers that are black empowered. We support Marcel Dixon. He's pro-black. He's LBGT. Or whatever, Q whatever he's trying to spell. But he is black first, and that's our brother. Facts, look it up. We stand with him. Thousands of black people support our brother. I just wanted to read that comment.
What did that say?
He was saying Marcel Dixon. I guess he was just speaking to the fact that saying that we all support each other pretty much. Is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. That's a good thing. But the thing about it is we gotta pay attention that you gotta know the inner workings of the parties because we have a two-party system. Yeah. It's the way that our Senate works. It's the way that our House works, House of Representatives works. If you don't acknowledge, it's the way that many state legislatures across the country
So I can't say the whole system is broken?
You can say the whole system is
broken.
So
that's my point here.
But then now, nigga, what
I don't fuck with either party.
Right.
So come up with another party then, nigga. That's what I say. I'm with under the Killer Mike elk. Come up with your own shit. You complain about Republicans, you complain about Democrats, come up with your own party.
You can.
Or shut the fuck up. It's one or the other with me because those two systems have been against you since you got on this continent, my nigga. Them systems have never worked for you, either one, Democrat or Republican.
But you have to make it work for you. You got to make it work for you.
No, it ain't gonna make it work for you. Work for your own when they moving the goalposts every time.
You got to make it work for you.
If I'm shooting the basket at 10 feet,
yes.
Then the next time I come play the game, they move it to 11.
You got to make it work for you.
It's not gonna ever work for me.
You got to make it work for you. Yes, you can make it work for you.
All right.
There are ways that you can make these things.
You're so idealistic.
I'm so idealistic. It was one day somebody told Obama, you thinking you can be a black president is very idealistic. But that nigga was president. You can do it. But you got to want to do it.
He should just be president. Why I got to be black?
Listen.
He American. He should just be president. Why I got to be the first black?
It's the same shit that people said cannot be done. It can be
done.
But
it's just you doing what America do. You putting race on shit. Why he got to be the first black this? The
I'm
first
telling
gay
you
this.
That's how our
the first
little black
this.
boys and girls
The
saw
first
him.
this.
Listen,
All that
what I
bullshit.
am
He's
saying-
American.
Listen,
First of all, he can be
listen.
president.
There
You
are
can be
people-
president of the United States, nigga, because you're American.
Yeah.
Your grandmama died in this
Uh-huh.
motherfucker and helped build this
And there are
bitch.
people that
So
still
you can be
told- and there are
president.
still people
It don't
that
got
told
nothing
him
to
he
do
could.
with you being
And
black.
there are still people who told him his dreams was a little too high.
But I'm saying if I follow,
And so what I'm telling
So
you
that's
is,
why I'm saying
And he
need-
laughed because he laughed at them because George Bush was his cousin.
that too, because
So-
he got the plug. But anyway,
He got the
so that's
plug.
why I'm saying you create your own party then. So then you don't have to deal with that
well,
shit
when
anymore.
when that
Playing
one,
your people against each other
well,
and all
when
that
we
bullshit.
got
You
when
come
we
with your
have
own
a party, when we have that party, then we can join that party. But I don't see it. So right now we got the
Damn,
Republicans.
we got
and the
money,
Democrats.
we got power, we got social media. Why we can't create our own political
Liberal.
party?
I didn't
What's
say
the
you
problem?
can't. I just don't see it.
The
It just ain't
liberal
there.
Is the middle, and they never make it that far
Okay.
because they're not getting enough funding. They're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be able to tour and travel and promote all their beliefs liberally. It's going to always end up being Democrat or Republican, and they're never going to hit everything on the agenda anyway.
And so what?
That's very
Big money,
discouraging for
big money,
many
big
people.
money, like Munch Lawrence said.
But what black people have to understand is having your own party doesn't mean that you have to branch off of the Democratic Party. You can have your own group within the Democratic Party and still exercise your agenda within said party.
Listen,
It's workable.
But
You
there's
can do
no-
the same
there's not gonna
thing.
be no money
the
behind
way
it.
the system is
They
broken,
can put money in it.
the
It's money
way
can
the
put
way the
on.
sy- the
It's
way
not
the
gonna be
system is
enough.
broken is the reason why I voted for Donald Trump for the first term.
Damn, Don, you voted for him.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
knew that.
I was in that shit.
I
You knew
absolutely
that.
did.
You knew that,
You
Mike.
told me that
Because
before.
he's an
told you that before.
outsider.
I told you that before.
That is no way to vote.
Yeah,
That's not how you
that was a
vote.
waste of a vote.
How was it a waste of a vote? He won.
Because it was an
I know.
My vote
outsider.
counted.
And wait, but what did he do with
He's
that
an
power?
asshole. So my vote counted.
My
I'm
vote
done.
What did he
counted.
do with that
Listen.
power?
Huh?
He wasted time.
No. Let me say this. Y'all can say whatever you want to about Donald Trump, but he did a great job for American business.
What
He
part
did.
of that did you get?
Huh?
What you get?
I run my own business,
What
so
you get?
I'm all right.
But what did you get?
I got some money
From who?
from Donald Trump.
How much was it?
Huh?
How much was it?
Don't ask me about my PPP.
You. How much was it?
So look, before,
PPP.
How much was it? Dad?
Relax.
How much was it?
Relax. What you saying, Harvey?
we done went we
passionate topics. tonight.
right. We done went over our time, but it'd be a
Did
good
we?
show when we do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
we,
my
we
goodness.
way
You
over
can
our
have me back
time.
for part 2.
No, you good. We gonna close you out because we ran on the 3 hours anyway, so we gonna close you out the
Mhm.
right way. So this is something I wanted to ask. If you witnessed your best friend's spouse being unfaithful, would you tell
Oh.
them?
Hell yeah.
Mike said, "Yeah, Don,
My best friend.
Now, just one of my regular friends. No,
My
Now,
best friend.
That means
My
that
best
I also
friend?
know him well enough.
Well, we saying wife.
like
I'm asking
Wife?
whoever. I'm asking everybody in the room.
I got
like
I
my
have a
best
big
friend.
question to ask after that.
I'm telling.
Spouse.
Like if
Y'all
this is like
can
one
answer.
of my close, like I gotta talk.
Spouse.
Like I gotta see this person.
Spouse.
Like there's nothing I could do.
I'm telling.
Snitching.
I'm snitching.
Now this is not my best friend. I'm seeing this
I'm
is the other shoot.
I'm snitching. Right.
No,
I
you're
see-
seeing
I'm
your
seeing-
best
I'm seeing
friend's
the-
significant
the chick.
other doing some shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I definitely gotta tell.
I'm snitching.
I'm telling so fast. I'm on the
Stop
phone.
cussing him out.
I'm on the
It's a
phone
whole-
while I'm
it's a
looking.
whole
Whole
vibe.
scene, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you're telling your friend.
Really?
Oh no.
Come
I'm
on
recording.
behind
No,
me.
I ain't making no scene. I ain't making no scene. The camera coming out.
I'm recording.
The camera coming
Yeah,
out though.
right.
I'm recording because I don't want you lying to my friend and saying I'm lying. So I'm gonna
Matter of
record
fact,
you.
matter of fact,
like,
we might be on FaceTime.
So here's
My
here's
nigga, look at this
thing,
bitch.
though.
Look at this
Here's my
bitch.
thing. I had
What
a
you want me to say?
conversation
Look at
with
her.
a girl the other day. This girl said something to me
I
and
don't
she
know.
rocked my world. So she's a married woman and we had a conversation and she hit me deep. She said that her and her husband have been they've been pulling out the hard stuff, infidelity, babies out of the marriage, stuff like that. So the conversation stemmed around being faithful.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. You're my wife. I'm gonna be faithful to you. But I do like to look at other women sometimes. She said, I can understand that. I can deal with that. That's my own insecurity. Anytime I see you look, I just know it's a look. Then he further followed up with, I can't promise you within the next 30 years I won't step out on you. But know that you are my wife.
Mhm.
I love you. I love our family. I'm always gonna be coming back here.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say I'm always gonna be hopping out
That's faithfulness.
to do dirt. I'm not intentionally planning to have a second life or any of that, but something in the next 30 years could happen. And I can't guarantee you that I can remain faithful for the next 30 years. You're having that conversation now. She had to process this information and she was pissed. What? How are you going to sit there and tell me that? And I asked her, I said, would you leave if he did? She's, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to uproot the funds, the financial comfort. I'm not going to uproot my children from their father in this 2-parent household. I'm not uprooting my life for you stepping out on a random with some random you're never going to see you talk to ever again. You're here. And I sat there and I looked at her. I said, that's deep.
Yeah, that's deep.
That's deep.
Can we talk?
And I said, I don't know if everybody would agree with. I can't sit with that. Because that to me is like you would control your body in the day.
You said they already married?
They're married.
How
long? 10 years.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not
so
okay. That's not a bad conversation to have.
We've talked.
That's a real conversation.
We've talked about this before. Okay, and women hate it when I say this. A man is not unfaithful to you when he has sex with another woman.
Because it's not mental. It's not.
Exactly.
There's no emotional.
There's no emotional.
I'm sorry.
Attachment.
Anytime you lie, you're unfaithful. So if you have
what I gotta lie for, what I gotta lie for,
if you lie to have sex with that other woman.
Okay. So wait. Are you saying that you
it's unfaithful? I don't care what you
tell
say.
her ahead of time?
No.
Oh.
I don't have to lie because you're never gonna know. If I love you, you will never know. I stepped out on you.
That's betrayal. That's betrayal.
That's not betrayal.
And that's no.
My number one job as your husband is to protect you.
That's betrayal.
I'm not going to do nothing to hurt your feelings.
Excuse me.
I'm not going to embarrass you.
You are embarrassing me.
How?
Because you're giving away something of mine and not asking me first.
First of all, like, ooh, y'all doing a lot with that mine.
Mine. I knew it.
With that,
that's mine.
That's not.
Your temple is my temple.
You know how it's amazing how women get to say this ain't your pussy, but the moment we say this not your dick, that's a problem. No,
so
that's
y'all are married. Y'all are married. What are you talking about?
Even married women say that.
Married women tell you that?
Yes.
I married somebody couldn't tell me that.
I married somebody.
Listen. And I'm not saying I'm not a cheater.
Y'all married somebody tell you that?
I'm not a cheater.
Was your husband say this isn't your dick to you? Would your husband say that to you?
Verbally, no.
Would he say would he give you any inclination in any way and say because this isn't yours?
Because sex for men
he has is that all of that belongs to you now, isn't it?
Sex for men is different. Sex for men is different. It's a different emotion. It's a different. We don't value sex.
Danielle said omission is lying, and she's right because that's how I lie. I omit.
Confirmation, Danielle. Right
there.
That is
exactly how I lie.
And again,
I ain't gonna straight out lie to you, but I ain't gonna tell you.
And again, I'm not a cheater, but I'm telling you that in order for you to live and have a relationship that spans a lifetime, which is what we talking about, 30 years, 40 years, you have to understand that a man does not see sex the way you see sex. It is not the same connection. Women cheat talking to a motherfucker.
You cheating talking to a motherfucker.
No, we're not emotional.
But it don't matter.
Bitch, I just want to touch I just want to touch some new pussy. So
you speaking for yourself. You're not speaking for every man.
Man, I'm just telling you how men work.
I mean, a motherfucker could be lying too, though.
Yes.
Like whatever they're saying to the other person, they could be lying.
Facts.
That don't mean you emotional with that motherfucker. You could be telling them that shit for the moment. Because it's for the moment.
Because it's for the moment.
How many people are willing to compromise regardless? Hey, I'm married, but one night, cool. All right, cool.
But one night don't.
Many people are
facts.
But many people are.
But you don't know. But see, the problem is, and I think it's not for women are just saying, and I think we're gonna go somewhere with this. The underlying misogyny that goes on with men thinking that they are able to just go ahead and just put their dicks everywhere. And believe you me, I'm not opposed. However,
I'm going to counter this after you say it. Go ahead.
However, I think just as men are not able to be free with their sexuality by way of experimenting with maybe the same sex or maybe, being pansexual and experiencing.
Women are allowed to do that.
Yeah, women are allowed to do that.
Women are allowed to be gay.
But they're not allowed to be promiscuous, though.
Right.
They're not allowed to.
Do you know why?
No.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to be promiscuous in the eyes of us.
Yeah.
In the eyes of their peers.
Mhm.
Oh, it's heralded.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
I don't hear women call women hoes as much as I used to when I was
I
younger.
used to
and
hear
this
it a
era
lot
now,
more then.
No, now and then. Well, back in the day, Mike, you're right. But I'm talking about right now in the City Girl, Meg Thee Stallion, Lil' Kim daughter, Nicki Minaj kids era that we in. I don't hear that shit as much as I used to.
They're not getting shamed.
Amber Rose has a whole slut walk that's successful every year. That I think is dope, actually. That bitches are owning that shit. Like,
if you're gonna be a slut, you're gonna be a slut.
Yeah, you do what you want to. That's your shit. Like Don said, that's your shit. It's not mine.
That's your shit. At the end of the day, men are hurt more by a woman cheating because that pussy is worth something. Dick ain't worth shit.
Wait a minute.
Do men really be hurt by that shit?
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's an ego thing.
It's an ego
Hell
thing.
yeah. It's an ego. It's an ego thing. It's the fact that the womb is like the greatest prize on earth.
So why do y'all have to act like y'all so nonchalant and so pee about it when you really be?
Because these niggas ain't pee.
You want to slide down the wall and slit your wrist too?
They want to slide down the wall crying like you see in R&B
listen.
videos.
Man,
All of them.
I ain't gonna.
It's a facade.
It's a
These niggas
facade.
be wanting to put their dick to the side and put
I
their
gotta put on a brave
pussy
face.
Facade.
I gotta put on a brave face.
These niggas want to put their pussy on real fast.
Macho and machismo and male ego is a real thing.
Yeah.
That's not fake.
And it's not toxic.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
not,
toxic.
No, it's
It's
not.
not.
It's not.
It is.
There is
I don't think
a
it's toxic.
variation of that.
You want to know?
Yeah,
I think it is.
yes,
I think
there is a such thing as toxic masculinity, but the definition that people are throwing on masculinity being toxic is not true.
No, but this version of it is.
It's not. It's by y'all. I don't know why people don't believe in biology. I don't.
No, it's not. Listen. And this is what I'm saying to you. I am not against a man saying that he wants to have multiple women. I am against a man signing these women up to be a part of a poly relationship
That
and
they're not knowing that they're a
and that
part
they
of.
don't know they're a part of.
So Mike's problem is something we talked about since day one when we discussed relationships on here. Honesty and communication.
Yeah, honesty and communication.
One of the hardest things to do, to go back to Don's point, because I'll speak from experience. I've been in this position before and I've been on the other side of it. It's hard to admit to the person that you love that you fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? That's one of the hardest things to say. Hey, I got other bitches. Are you still down with this?
But
listen. I'm a nice guy. I've been a player, all that. That is one of the hardest things to do, is to look another woman that you're fucking with in the face and be like, I got 10 other yous. You still down with this shit? Now, mind you, a lot of women might say, yeah, I am still down. That's the mistake that I've made in my past of not presenting that opportunity, which you're speaking to. But at the same time, that is one of the scary, Mike, you're speaking from an angle where it's easy for you to say that the bravery that you're saying it with, but Don know what I'm saying.
I've literally had this conversation.
That's you and niggas.
Yeah.
That's
You're
you
doing
and
it with niggas.
We're dealing with women, bro.
understand
We're dealing with a person that bleeds every 30 days, my nigga, who mood swings.
But you
mood
understand
swings
that
when the weather blows.
So this
bro,
is coming from the man.
you
Hold
met,
on.
no, my
Hold
nigga,
on.
no.
This is coming from the man who was in the room with these women when y'all not.
Mike, but you're not dating them.
Let's be very clear.
You're not fucking them, Mike.
But nigga,
it's a total difference.
Totally different.
Even with somebody that's on camera, you be like, woo. I only have to deal with that with her to an extent. Why? Because of why? You ain't got to say it on air, but you and I know why. Exactly. That's my point here. That's my point here. Do you see my point here?
I said the fuck right here.
Do you see my point here?
Absolutely.
But yeah,
absolutely.
But no.
Yes, it is,
But
man.
hear me. I get what you're saying. But hear what I'm saying. I hear how
even a gay man isn't going to be as emotional as a female, bro.
I understand what you're saying, but this is what
he could be the gayest nigga in America. Yes, he's not going to be as emotional as a female.
I am sitting in rooms with these women.
I believe you.
And when they are speaking about these situations and these women, even the times where they have caught their men with women, they have said, had the nigga just told me,
Is that
I actually like the bitch.
That's a lie.
Is that in hindsight?
That's a lie.
It is
I hope it's not in
It's a lie.
hindsight. Well, hindsight is 22.
Yeah, I actually would have liked.
No matter how hurt
You are a
might be,
you are a
But you like
bulldagger.
women.
You are a bulldagger.
no matter
What if
how
you're dealing
hurt-
with a woman that don't like women?
y'all- I'm
Give
speaking
her a
on something
second.
that Mike just said.
Yeah.
Women do like honesty, no matter how hurt the fuck I might be at that moment that you kept it real. I'm gonna love and appreciate it so more, and the trust is now through the roof because you came to me about it. I didn't find out about it. It wasn't a spin around. It wasn't a like.
I'm gonna give a secret to our audience. I'm gonna give a secret to our audience.
Uh-oh.
You're very emotionally mature.
But that's not. But no,
I
this
am
is the
too.
thing. There are a lot of women.
all women are
keeping
not.
it real. It's not all women. There are a lot of women though. There are a lot of women that would rather you niggas come to the
So
table.
do women
and say,
do that?
To say, yeah.
So
I know
women-
women tell a nigga real quick, you ain't my only nigga, and will say it to his face.
Mike. That's cap, bro.
Wait, no.
That's
You
cap.
I know bitches
That's
that I've said
cap,
it.
bro.
This bitch
Hold
done
on.
said it.
You talking about a
You just
nigga that
named
hold
a
around that done
whole
hold around
generational
crazy
girl.
in his life? That is cap right there,
No,
my
it's
Is
nigga.
it cat?
Yes,
Unfortunately, it's
it's
not.
Women lie like a motherfucker,
It's
boss.
cap,
They
though.
I didn't
will.
find out about 99% of the shit that I found out if I didn't snoop through a phone, my nigga. I'm gonna
not
keep it real. And
saying
I
that
asked the
women.
motherfucker till I was blue in the face. You sure? No, what are you talking about? No, I don't fuck with dudes
And it's
like
always
that.
and it's always a
Listen,
nigga. It's always
first
a
of all,
nigga.
I'm not
I would never
saying
fuck with
that
dude.
it ain't- I'm not saying
I would
that
never
it ain't-
fuck with dude.
I'm not saying that it ain't some bitches that out here that's
Motherfuckers
lying.
be having mechanic emojis
I'm not listen.
in their phone,
I'm not saying
bottles and blunts
I'm not
emojis in
saying
their
the bitches don't
phone,
exist.
food,
I'm just telling
Capital
you.
Grill.
I'm just
Nigga
telling
name under
y'all-
Capital Grill.
I'm just
Then
telling
where
you.
she go get her lamb
I'm
chops
just telling
from?
you
You hear
that
me?
believe it or not,
No, not the
believe it or not, just as many bitches that wouldn't agree with you having another bitch, there are a number of bitches that would be very okay with it if you kept the shit on the up and up. It's the drama and the bickering and the lying and the sneaking and niggas pretending
And
to
you
be
think-
mad when they want to go to the bitch house.
And you think women
all of
don't,
that-
and women
and all
don't
of that
do
little
any,
ear crazy
Mike,
ass
women
shit.
don't do
Yeah.
any of those things you just described.
That ain't what I said.
Oh, okay. I was
That
just
ain't
trying,
what I
I'm trying to make sure
Thank
you
you.
keeping it fair.
Thank you. Human traits.
I'm always a fair individual.
Human
Human
traits.
These are human.
Human traits.
Yeah.
Human traits that you can use with
Herman.
manipulation.
Herman.
With manipulation, hold on.
Yeah.
If you know somebody's emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Mm.
So you can manipulate people when you know they're emotional.
Yeah.
To the point where they'll get physical.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tear up shit. They'll
Mhm.
tear up your shit. They'll
Mhm.
beat your ass. They'll
Mhm.
fight other
'Cause
people.
I done whooped
They'll
their
whoop children because they're using their emotion to manipulate the situation. See what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That men and women do that. That ain't just a single sex trait.
No
Mhm.
facts.
Everybody do that. If you give me an opportunity to manipulate a situation, that's called power.
Yeah.
People who feel like they don't have power, they manipulate the fuck out of situations
Mhm.
because then they feel like they controlling the room.
Right.
That makes
If I can get Don not to like them, see what I'm saying? Now I'm in control.
Now I'm in
I
control,
make
right.
y'all not like each other
okay, but see,
in a
I-
sick way. Though
I'm just telling you.
That's
I'm
dangerous
just telling.
I
I'm,
can make my partner jealous on
Yeah.
some weirdo manipulation shit,
yeah.
yeah,
or I can be jealous of my partner. They getting compliments. I don't like that.
I
that's
don't like
weird.
Fuck is they compliment you for?
That's so
But
weird.
the same stuff that you're attracted to
Hmm?
is what other people
Hmm?
are just acknowledging. So that's a weird one.
The night I met you, you had on booty shorts and your ass cheeks was hanging out. Now that we're
Right.
dating, I don't
I don't
want you to
want
wear
you
booty
doing
shorts.
that.
I want you to
right.
do it.
What the fuck are we doing here?
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you that a man who loves and values his wife, but likes new pussy, is never going to allow her to know that he's had some new pussy.
Then he
Here,
doesn't
but
love
you
his
just-
wife.
You mentioned
Yes, he
something
does.
earlier.
No, he doesn't.
So what if the new pussy tells?
Exactly.
And
The
so-
new pussy ain't gonna know I have a wife.
And
You
this
ain't
day
gonna
and-
She
want
ain't
her to
gonna
know
know.
you got a
She
wife.
ain't gonna know
Mike.
who
This
it.
whole situation is a lie because why wouldn't you allow that woman to make the choices if she even wants to fuck with you or not?
Thank
That's
you.
what you fall short at.
Thank you.
Tell me you have a bitch.
In this
And
day and
then
age,
decide if
in
I
this
wanna
day and
fuck
age,
with
social
you.
media and all that
Oh, yeah.
shit, it's almost
she'll figure it out.
impossible.
She'll figure it out.
It's
If-
fucking
in this day and
playing
age.
with these
In this day and age.
people.
But I'm saying our
Stop playing with
grandparents
these people out
our
here.
grandparents did this, fam.
That's why y'all windows be busted out.
Our grandparents had whole families on the side
That don't make
and
it
still
cool.
took care of home.
That don't make it cool.
no,
that-
it doesn't. But
It doesn't, but
I brought that up because I was curious about it from the
Stop dragging
financial-
people
Yeah.
into stuff they didn't
family,
sign up for.
everything about
a
her
man
life, she wasn't willing to
a man shows his love through the allocation of his resources.
Dragging people into stuff they didn't sign up for. She didn't sign up for that. Whoever it is, the wife that you're not telling about it, the mistress that you're not telling about it, all of that.
All that
Neither
shit sound
one
good.
signed up for that.
I told you that's
All
in
that shit sound good,
hindsight.
right.
You put a motherfucker in that position and let me see you on 10 toes. Look that person dead in their eyes and tell them I'm fucking and eating somebody else's pussy, booty hole, and all that shit. I want to see you do that. I want to witness you do it.
Is grocery eating the norm now?
Yeah, I want to record. I want you to record it because you a bad motherfucker.
I've told many
You
people.
are one of the baddest motherfuckers I ever met in my life. I know staunch down, cold-hearted players that can't do that shit. When it comes to the moment, now it's easy to say it in conversation, but when shit hits the fan and it's time for you to do that, it's easier said than done. That's all I'm saying.
You can do it to a motherfucker you don't care about.
Now, Percy, that's why I said somebody that you emotionally attached to, it's hard to do that. Now, a motherfucker you don't care about, that's easy. But somebody that you got emotional ties to, that's hard to do. I'm not saying it's right. Mike, I'm not arguing with you right or wrong here.
I love you.
And let me say that.
I'm agreeing with you.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what men do.
But that's you being selfish.
Oh, it's always
you're being selfish as fuck.
Fucking somebody else is selfish.
No, that's the manipulation part of it.
Fucking somebody else is selfish.
That's the manipulation part that you pointed out because you're being selfish. Because you're telling me that you not telling me about that is about me, and it's not. It's about you.
No. It's not about you. It's about how I feel about you. It's about how I feel. It don't got shit to do with you for real. It's about how I feel about you.
But then why not just tell me?
Because that's hard to do.
But you're gonna let me find out.
I'm not using that as an excuse, Mike. I'm just being real. That's the reality of it.
But see, here's the other side of that. You're gonna let me find out from somebody else.
That's fucked up.
And then make my face and then break my fucking.
That's not my goal. It's for you to
feelings might be hurt.
Hold on, my goal isn't for you to find out from somebody else.
My feelings might be hurt at first, but you gonna let my shit get broke. That's what you gonna do.
Can we come back around? Can we come back around? Because if I love you, you're never gonna find out.
You can't say that, John.
Shit.
You can't say that.
I don't watch motherfuckers do it forever.
You can't say that.
That's niggas who think they wives don't know.
Yep. That's niggas. That's niggas naive and emotional. I mean, and dumb enough to think that a motherfucker don't know. And dumb enough to think that a motherfucker don't know.
Kicking my leg out like, boo.
I mean, but even still, nobody else know. She might know. She might have an intuition. She might know. But guess what? You're not gonna be embarrassed. Nobody else, ain't nobody else gonna know.
You have to stop that. You just because you fucking this other bitch. You don't know what the fuck she got best friends. She telling that person, telling another person. It gets around.
It gets around very quick.
It's a small city.
Your spouse is looking stupid. Your spouse is looking stupid.
My spouse got an inclination that I'm cheating.
But
ain't nobody told her. She better shut the fuck up because she gonna embarrass herself.
She gonna embarrass herself about what you're doing.
She don't know.
Okay, so when she brings it to you,
so deny until you die.
So when she brings it
to you, a man who loves his woman who's cheating is gonna deny till he dies.
You don't love her if you cheating ain't told. You don't love her. No, you don't.
True.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're being selfish, and you can't be selfish. You can't be selfish and say you love somebody.
That's not how men operate.
You can't be selfish and love at the same time. You got to pick one.
That's not how men operate. This is why I always tell y'all when we do the love and loyalty argument. This is why I always tell y'all that love is more important than the loyalty.
But you are not loving a person. Because
it's supposed to be.
I'm supposed to be so scared about breaking this bond.
So guess what my loyalty is?
I honestly literally need your green light before I do it.
As a man,
that's the difference in me.
Mike. As a man, you know what a man's loyalty is? I come home to you. I pay all the bills in this motherfucker. I make sure everything's taken care of. When you want some dick, I give you some dick. That's how a man thinks.
Okay, well, let me help you.
Because men show their love.
The people that y'all like don't think like that.
No, listen. Men show their love.
Boys are from Jupiter and
the Mars and women are from Venus.
Yeah. Men show their love. Men show their love through the allocation of their resources.
But I'm trying to tell you.
That's how men show their love.
Okay, well, let me help you. An extension of that is also understanding the sacrifices and the clinging that you're supposed to make to that woman, right? And it's supposed to be more than what comes out of your pocket. And so if you're looking at this woman as I'm gonna give you money like she's some type of bill.
Why do you think the marriage vows say for better or for worse?
So it could be for better or for worse.
That's for the worst. That's a part of worse. You can't categorize shit. It's the worst. Whatever worse shit comes with this shit, it's for better or for worse.
But there's always a better way to do things, and niggas never choose that option.
Because they love that motherfucker and they don't want to hurt their feelings.
That's not love.
What's that called then, Mike?
What is it called?
Damn, selfishness that I
don't want to hurt your feelings.
Selfish.
That I don't want to hurt your feelings.
That you don't want to let me make my own decision about the truth.
And
that it's not really about you not wanting to hurt my feelings. You don't want the results of what hurting my feelings will do. And so that you don't get that, you're selfish and you don't tell me the truth.
See, this is how you end up with men who come home and be like, yeah, I just fucked my other bitch. Cook me dinner and you better not leave out this motherfucker. This is how you end up with them type of niggas. Because you're saying that's okay.
No, I'm not.
No, that is what you just said.
That's not what I'm saying.
That is what you just saying, this whole argument.
That's not what I said. What I said was allow this woman to know or understand what she's becoming a part of. What that means is, no, you don't come tell her after you done fucked the bitch. You tell her prior. Hey, look.
What if he fucked the bitch? Right. What if it's not playing?
Then you ain't supposed to be giving it out.
Let me set a scenario because this is how that conversation went. She said if he's out of state for a business trip. Now, one, out of state, not in this state.
Mm-hmm.
Two,
so she'll never find out.
From the house.
Yeah.
You dipped off.
So she'll never find out.
You had a drink. You slept with some woman you met. You flew back home. You don't got a number. You don't know her name. That's it.
That's all it was.
It was that.
Okay.
She said
how many niggas actually move like that? Because some niggas still communicate with the bitch.
And some of them do. Some of them
do.
This whole game.
Some of them do.
This balanced life. And
some of them do. But I'm not talking about those type of men, though.
But you have to include those type of men.
But
those type of men don't love you.
She was okay. Listen, he said that to her,
and she was pissed.
And she was pissed. But what did she do?
This was a scenario. I asked her this because of what she said. So she said, I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't leave.
For her children.
I wouldn't leave because my kids have a 2-parent household with their father is present.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave because I love my husband. He loves me and I'm getting what I need. I'm not leaving because all of our bills are paid and we're financially stable. I'm not going to change my life like this into becoming a struggling single mom of however many kids. Yeah. Because you decided one night to try something else.
Yeah, but then if you're saying that a husband came to you and said, hey, this is what you're signing up for. Literally, that's a scenario.
In 30 years, it might
just happen like that.
Number of times.
This is what you're in so many words. This is what you're signing up for. Mm-hmm. He didn't come in and say, yeah, hey, we're going to be married for a while. Hey, G, I might fuck a bitch. That's not how he explained that. He said, listen, we're going to be married for 30 years. I'm just trying to be realistic. I'm a human. I'm not perfect. This could happen.
And she couldn't help but to respect the fact that y'all had this conversation ahead of time and she was able to process it. And then she decided if it happened, one, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
She spelled that out.
Yeah.
And two, all right.
She got a chance to sign up. And these niggas don't give females chances to sign up. That's why their windows be busted and their tires be slashed.
They want their cake and eat it too.
So I always they want to have their cake and eat it too.
Have their cake and eat it too.
They don't want to share.
Listen. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have these conversations prior to marrying someone, right?
Prior to getting into a connection with anybody. It ain't just got to be marriage. If you're connected, if you're saying, hey, I'm going to be committed to you in any type of way, we're going to be in relationship, then you should be able to tell that person what they're signing up for.
When the conversation is had is semantics. I'm saying the conversation should be had, right?
Right.
And then I'm telling you how men process how that works.
And unless you fucking a man, that's not going to help you. I'm trying to tell you how women process that. And women
again
don't process it like that.
Again, I'm not talking about how women process it. I'm talking about how men process it.
But you're supposed to be marrying a woman, right?
I don't care how the woman processes it, Mike. I'm speaking on how a man processes that act. I don't care.
Selfishly.
That's not selfish.
It is.
From a man's perspective, that is not selfish.
It is.
To want to protect his woman's feelings is not selfish.
Selfish. Because if
right.
you wanted to protect my feelings, you wouldn't have did it.
I ain't gonna lie. I did feel like, yo, you tripping. Because what the heck?
How if you don't know it happened, then I protected your feelings.
You protected my feelings by doing.
If I was out of town,
you wanted to do, and so that you didn't have to feel the wrath of me finding out, you didn't tell me.
The other side of that is soul tying. When you sleep with somebody else, you are transmitting spiritually a connection between that person and you. If you've been with somebody,
the man gave a specific scenario though.
Mm-hmm.
He said out of state, woman he just met, don't even have her number.
Mm-hmm.
They did it
one night, wild sex, right?
And I'm sorry.
Right. What if you come back home trying to bust out some moves you tried up in the hotel with some stranger? I'm gonna have questions because we've been having sex. I've been watching porn. 10 years.
Danielle Johnson said, "This is why I always say my man better cheat with the high price hooker, so I never find out. A hooker won't tell him."
Thank you.
And it won't be personal. I'd rather you come tell me you slept with an escort than you actually cheated.
What?
I'd rather you come tell me you paid.
Look, she said it's the same act.
It's the same.
I would feel more. I feel more okay.
See, but this is, but
I don't like how
I want y'all to understand.
This conversation is just slanted on men either. Like that.
I want y'all to understand.
We can talk about that.
Like we be having this like fairy tale conversation about relationships. Like women don't cheat.
Right.
No, it's not to say women.
When women cheat, it's way worse.
I'm just talking about in general. When we get on these topics, it seems like the conversation be really slanted towards men, and I don't think that's fair.
When women cheat, it's way
we having
worse.
this conversation, we talk about being fair and men being honest. Motherfuckers got to be honest too. It don't just fall on me.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Nobody should have to be a part of anything that they did not sign up for.
Would you stay?
I don't think that should be. Everybody should be able to know what they are signing up for.
No.
Would you stay?
No.
Would I stay?
Yeah.
No.
You had that conversation. If it was your wife saying, "Listen, I love you."
What if we both doing it?
Oh, okay. Magic that
what
we
if we
have
both
in the
doing
bedroom.
it? Okay.
I love our kids. I know.
But
I got
you
this,
saying the
got
conversation
this.
was had though. Okay,
Yeah,
we're both doing it.
Hold on. So under the same scenario, under the same scenario, yeah, I stay because I don't know. Bitch, I don't want to know.
Okay. What about you?
Okay, so
I just think that's unrealistic.
What if you find out?
Yeah.
If I find out, I'm gone.
But you expect that person to.
Why?
Yes.
Why would you go? Home's still good. You still getting the loving. The
Yes. She helping. She doing all that. She giving you the pussy. You said the pussy was powerful.
Again.
You said the pussy was
Hold
powerful.
on.
What happened to the pussy,
Hold on.
dog?
Let me answer.
Okay.
Let me fucking answer.
Okay.
God damn, man. Let me answer. Chill out. Chill out.
Go. What we got?
Women cheat emotionally. Men don't.
What if it was just too
What's
much
the
to drink?
difference?
What if it was just too
Both
much to drink?
bad. I don't like either one.
The bad is.
I don't like either one.
What if she just had too much to drink? And you know that.
Okay, so how the fuck am I finding out? How the fuck am I finding out? She out of state somewhere. How the fuck did I find out?
You went through her phone.
Why she got his number?
No.
I don't have her number in this scenario. I don't have her number. Why you got his number?
Let's say that
because you still cheating. You talking to this nigga.
So that
you being emotional.
See what got invited into that? See how that conversation just got twisted?
It's interesting though.
See how he said you still cheating. You still talking to him. First of all, he thought I was in Las Vegas. I fucked him there. How would I still be cheating? This is the thing.
Because you cheating emotionally.
But how? Because
you emotionally invested. You talking to this nigga. I ain't finna talk to this bitch. We ain't got nothing to talk about.
What if there's
I got the draws. I'm done.
What if she just got the draws and she's done?
I can't take it. I can't take it.
What if it is like I said, what if it's the exact same scenario? What if she literally had too much to drink, slept with this guy, came home, forgot all about it?
I can't take it.
No, niggas
emotional to a certain extent, fam.
My point is niggas are emotional. That's why it's hard for you to be as honest as y'all asking the motherfucker to be about this shit.
Because you know for a fact.
Because
you in your
because you know you ain't supposed to be doing this shit.
You know you ain't supposed. So you know you be with the.
No, that don't necessarily
You just waiting for me, like I don't want to see you. Like, so y'all be feeling y'all going to y'all mama like.
No,
That's like how you
no. See,
hey, I once seen a nigga stutter talking to his girl one time. I said,
that's
this
not
is
what
some
I'm
real
saying.
shit.
What I'm
This is some real shit. He was stuttering. I said, that's the guy. Like she had a belt. Like
what I'm saying
I
about
just want.
it ain't even about you not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Even for player niggas, that's a fairy tale that y'all describing, bro.
Thank you.
Niggas is
No.
not saying
Niggas
that.
not doing that.
No, niggas is not
I
telling
deal in a
women that,
community.
man.
I deal in a community that's way too small. When you go to the club, all of us edit at one time.
See, that's
You
y'all
gotta
community,
tell
though, bro.
people.
We talking about men
You
and
gotta
women
tell
here,
people.
bro.
I have to say, hey, you know,
relationships between men and men are not the same as relationships between men and women,
bro.
That's true.
but I'm telling
I know
y'all,
player
I'm
niggas that
telling
can
y'all,
never tell they bitch that that's what they doing, and
But
niggas
I
is the
know
biggest
bitches
keys in the
more-
world, bro. It's a certain bitch in that roster, Mike, that they can't look in their face and say, "Baby, I'm sleeping with 9 other hoes." They can't do it, Mike. It ain't happening, bro. I'm telling you that. That's by what
'Cause
Don is
he
saying. The
love
way
that
men
bitch.
are designed, dumb, whatever we call it about us, we can't do that. And I know women who can't do what you're describing either.
yeah, but they're being selfish.
They got a phone full of niggas that'll never tell you what the fuck
you
is
can
going
call
on.
it whatever
And
you
it's
want to.
all
It's human
selfish.
nature.
It's selfish.
It's human nature.
Because
it's
if
biology.
you cannot be honest about it, that means you know what you're doing is deceitful. And that's just that. And if you didn't think anything was wrong with it, you'll be able to walk into her face and be honest and say, babe, look.
And when I
What
do
if
it,
I just
and
don't-
when I
what if
do
you
it,
just
I'm gonna
don't
tell
want
her
her in your
ashtray,
motherfucking business?
bitch.
Your business is her business.
Ashtray, bitch. I just fucked my
That's how I
other.
would
I
feel.
just fucked my other
She
bitch.
ain't gonna see me. She ain't gonna see me say that.
Because that
She ain't
means
gonna
I
see me
don't
say
give a
that.
fuck about
Your
you.
business is her
You
business.
want to come in there with that fucking attitude.
Yeah.
Your business is her business.
And do that, but you want to come in there like a fucking
No,
dickwad.
but this is what I'm saying to you.
The humble-
This is what I'm saying to you. The nigga who could do that to you, that's how he gonna treat you.
Facts.
What did she give me? He said,
That's how he gonna treat you.
I
The man
know.
who
Out
can
of
do
everything
that,
Don
that's
has
how
said
he's gonna
today, I
treat
agree
you.
with that. Because
No.
any nigga that's bold enough to even be on that type of time with you,
No.
that's how he about to treat you.
no,
for real.
if I really like a person, I promise you, if I don't like you, and I'll lie to you.
Mike,
The person I don't like is who I'm lying to.
Mike.
I'm not even gonna tell you no lies. The person I don't like is the person I'm like, no, never. I would not
Ain't that my
ever do
point?
anything like that.
Ain't that my point?
The person I don't
Ain't
like.
that my point?
The person
The
I
person
like,
you don't like, you will lie to.
yes,
The person you like,
That was Don's point.
I'm gonna tell the truth.
That was Don's point when we
I
first
don't
started
ever
this
want you
whole
walking
debate.
I don't ever want you walking up.
Just said he not telling the
He said the person he
No,
loves, he's
Don
not
said
telling.
he doesn't do it to protect the person that he
He
loves.
doesn't tell them.
yes,
That's a lie.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure you never fucking know.
You're sneaking.
I do the opposite.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
If I mess with you and I tell you, hey, I'm not doing anything, I'm really for real. I'm at home. Which y'all know for a fact, I could be really for real, completely telling
Man,
the
listen, when a motherfucker love a woman and that phone ring, he not answering if he fucking off. He not answering.
What?
He not answering.
Some of the men is scared when that phone ring.
He not answering.
Hello, first, second ring. You better.
He not
pick.
answering because answering that phone opens up the possibility of you knowing what the fuck I'm doing.
The tone of voice. Why you breathing
Yep.
so hard? Who's in the background?
Actually, it's
I'm
the
not
fact that you
answering.
didn't answer the phone that told on your ass.
Hey,
That's not
Niggas
not
answer
true.
That too.
The phone.
That's not true.
It's the fact that
Oh,
you
it is.
didn't
It
answer
is
the
true.
phone
Okay.
that
What was
told
you
on
doing?
you. It's the fact that you did not answer the phone that made
See
my
what I'm
antennas
saying?
go up.
Yeah.
See, that's
It's a lose-lose,
That's the
boss.
part that
Right.
you don't. If you answer the phone,
You know why it's lose-lose?
It's a lose-lose.
shouldn't be doing it.
No, it ain't even. Time out. It
At all.
It ain't
You
even.
shouldn't even be
It
there.
ain't even
It ain't
about.
hard not to cheat,
It ain't even
It's
about.
not.
It's not. It's
It's-
not hard not to
it's-
cheat.
It's
The
not.
reason why I'm saying it's a lose-lose because you could not be doing anything
Yeah.
and be accused of this.
Exactly.
Shit. That's why I said it's a fucking
could be asleep.
lose-lose. It ain't about not being hard.
I
being
could be
able
a-
to cheat
I could
or
be
not.
at my nigga
You
house and
cannot
fell
be
asleep
doing
on the couch.
anything and be accused of the shit.
Listen, anytime I have felt like I
It's
needed to go
true.
through
That
a
is
phone,
not a lie at all.
Anytime
Motherfuckers can't cap about
my
that. People
gut
accuse
felt
of
like a
people of doing
motherfucker
shit
was on
that
shit,
all the time that
was
they
on
don't be
bullshit, they
doing.
were.
I done came by your house and fell asleep and not answered my phone for a motherfucker. What you doing?
Oh, you dumped. You know how many times I ain't answered the phone and I was dumped when I replied? Please, nigga. Shit.
quick.
Every relationship I damn near ever been in my life, that's been the result if you don't answer the phone.
Right. They answer the motherfucking phone.
If I got a call 3 times,
So that's not fair either. You see what I'm saying? But that's okay. That's okay
and to wrap it all up.
Motherfucker want you to be
to wrap it up.
Nice.
To wrap it all up in a nice tidy bow, right?
Yeah.
None of this shit is fair.
No, it's not.
I'm just and when I'm giving these answers, I'm just telling you how men think.
And I'm just telling you the facts of the situation.
Women, we are some really fucked up.
Oh yeah, y'all
And
really
I'm
fucked up.
saying
Man.
that the reason that we are in mental health issues that we are in is by signing people up for shit they didn't sign up for and thinking the shit is cute. Calling it finessing, calling it this, that, and the third.
It don't.
The shit
It
not
actually
cute.
don't necessarily.
And you
be
can
that.
end up. You can end up dead.
It don't necessarily.
You
be
can end
that a
up
lot of
dead
times
on
either.
somebody's documentary on the
Mike,
first 48
I think
playing with people.
I like what you're saying, but you also not keeping people culpable for their decisions and they actions. What I'm saying is a bitch will meet a nigga. I'm talking about women. I ain't even talking about men right now. A bitch will meet a nigga, know his baby mama, know his bitch, know all of that, and still continue to fuck with him because it's a competition thing. It don't even got nothing to do with him for
But
real.
what you just explained was a bitch didn't know what she
Shake my
signed
hand.
up for.
What do you mean? But she's still gonna be emotionally hurt.
Hey, look,
She's still gonna be emotionally hurt, Mike.
How long was you fucking?
It don't matter how long.
How long were
You
you
shouldn't
fucking?
have no emotions. You got niggas.
Yeah.
Why do you have emotions, sweetheart? You got niggas. Want to know why she got emotions? Because she a woman.
I think that they're out there.
With
I
that
think
being
that they're
said-
out there. But
that being
I
said,
think that
would
there are
like to
more
thank
women out there that would like
everybody
y'all
for
to be honest. I think there are more men out there that would like y'all to be honest.
That's true.
Thank you.
Because people want love at the end of the day.
They do, and they just want honesty. If you gonna fuck a few other bitches, just tell her.
I agree with you. I think that should sound better than
fellas?
easier than
yeah,
it's done.
it
But
sounds slick.
I was gonna
Sounds
say,
like, but-
fellas, don't do that. Don't
Thank
get
you.
thrown out your house.
Yeah,
and
don't
Thank
be
you.
running to the crib trying to be honest.
Thank you.
Understand that I
told you
said
to.
I'm about to be out here.
beforehand.
Don't
I
run
said
to the crib.
beforehand. I am not coming to you and telling you to air out all of the dirty laundry that you have been doing over 2 or 3 or 4 years. Okay.
Don't be no spontaneous ass fuck. You've had conversations with them.
I mean, if you're in the same city,
And
if you're in the same
that's
city, it's probably premeditated.
stuff.
Exactly.
It's probably
And
premeditated.
that's one of my questions. So I was like, so wait a minute. I said, what if he, boom bam with some chick and they blew her fucking mind? What if she's hooked? She's looking for this guy. What if she comes to your door?
Yikes.
She just, I'm gonna be like, oh,
Yikes.
You just inviting
you
a lot.
just got played. I'm glad
You
you had a
inviting a
great
lot.
time.
You
but-
inviting a lot.
Let me-
into
let me-
your-
let me-
into your
I was
life.
let me tell you
It's
something.
complicated. You
Let me-
just
let me-
inviting
and
a
that's
lot.
why.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you
I felt like
something.
that's what it was.
Let me tell you something. If that man giving out whole dick to side pieces, he deserve everything he get.
First of all,
You can't be giving out whole dick. Give out half the dick. A quarter of the dick. That shit is ridiculous. That shit's ridiculous.
That's why everybody.
That shit's crazy.
there's no
That shit's
boundaries
crazy.
here. There's no boundaries here.
And that's
But please,
There's no boundaries
please,
here.
fellas, don't pop a blue chew on the side, bitch. Please.
Fellas,
none of them honey packets either.
why
No
don't you,
honey
when you meet
packets,
these
no
women,
perk
if
dick.
you a nigga that like multiple women, let the bitches know.
Yeah, please.
I guarantee you're gonna have
Hey,
gonna
Mike.
have a way easier
Mike.
life.
Hey, Mike, want me to tell you a secret?
What?
Oh, man, love multiple bitches.
But y'all ain't all getting them.
Not the
That's
niggas
true.
with purpose. See, niggas with purpose don't like multiple bitches. You want to know
True.
why? They don't have time.
It's expensive.
What?
No,
Yeah.
seriously.
High value men love love extra bitches more than
That's not
anybody.
what I said. I said niggas with purpose.
They the niggas with purpose.
Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you. Niggas with purpose.
That's too many periods.
And that's the thing that eventually becomes a headache.
Every
Niggas with
every rich
purpose.
every rich nigga I know with who
Niggas
move
with
in
purpose, understand that the time that they put into
Got a
another
bitch.
woman, the time they put
Got a
into another
side
woman,
bitch.
they can put into their businesses, they can put
They
into
got it.
they
Yeah.
can put into their companies, they
Yep.
can put into their other stuff, and
Yep.
they can have
And
a
they
wife
fucking
at
other
home,
bitches.
and they've been
And they
they've been
fucking
able to
other
watch
bitches.
They've been able to watch what happens when them
And
niggas,
they are
them
fucking
high
other
value
bitches.
niggas go out
You
and
know
cheat on their
why?
wives. You know, like
You know
Kobe
why?
Bryant that everybody loves. When you go out and cheat on your wife, they see the things that happen and it becomes a liability. See, because people with purpose know that fucking off on your wife can become a liability, so they stop doing the shit.
Negro, please.
Yeah, nigga with money just gonna pay the bill.
Right,
I said
nigga with money just gonna pay the
I said a
bill.
nigga with purpose. You see how they don't listen?
Mile High Club.
See how they don't listen?
What I owe you, bitch.
Did I say
Right.
did I say a nigga with money or did I say a
don't
nigga
point
with
at me.
purpose?
That's reality. Y'all see divorce cases every fucking day. What do you think a divorce is? Oh, I got caught. What do I owe you? Michael Jordan literally said, "Oh, you caught me with the white lady. What I owe you?"
What I owe you?
Am I lying, dudes? That ain't what he said.
It was a what do you want,
What
bitch?
do I owe you, bitch?
What do I owe you, bitch?
You know what he mean.
Here, bitch, what I owe you?
I mean, what you want me to say? It the nice way?
Right.
Oh, okay, I got caught cheating. How much money do I owe you?
Right.
That's what happened.
No, and I bet you he didn't say it like that. He whined and he cried first.
He paid the
He
bill.
paid the
Mike.
bill.
He paid the fucking bill.
Because he didn't have a
to.
choice.
He had to. He knew. He knew.
That's
if
a
he got
part of
caught,
the
that's
agreement.
Right,
Ain't
that's
no
a part-
had to.
that's a part of the
That's
agreement.
a part of the agreement.
That's a part of the
If
agreement.
I fuck up and you leave and it's my fault, guess what? I owe you money. That's a part of the agreement. That's not.
That's a part of the contract.
Stance or some shit that just happened.
It's in the
That's a
contract.
part of our agreement, motherfucker. Like, what are we talking about here?
alimony.
You owe. I owe. That's a part of our agreement.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue here. This all stems from making sure that you're informing your
Men who move with purpose be
People.
having some cold bad bitches on the
What?
side.
men who
They got
move
all the
with purpose. Do not do that.
Shit.
I got all the bitches.
But you
Men
gotta
who have a
understand,
purpose
too,
in life
if-
don't do that.
If you
and know
have,
it.
okay, let's say
Men
you
who know
are
their
a
purpose in
man-
life don't do that.
Let's say you are a man with lots of money, and you do have a couple of chicks on the side, and they're elegant and powerful and got their own shit going on.
Mhm.
They also are looking for the convenience of you coming when you want to come and when they want to come and going about your merry way to live your life.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of people out here that are willing to set their lives up for that. But then there's the other half of people who are looking for love, genuine, real relationships to actually. be
Yeah,
able to
Tasha,
raise
I just lost
kids
the
with
love of my
somebody.
life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Give me a minute, Tasha. I just lost the love of my life. Remember when Ghost told Tasha that? Leave me the fuck alone, Tasha. I just lost the love of my life.
Tasha, but Ghost was doing some bullshit
And
and told her afterwards.
Tasha cheated first.
Tasha cheated first.
Well, she did.
Yeah.
But
So-
she was on bullshit too.
Tasha
Yeah,
was,
shit either.
Tasha was in the back seat fingering herself with a little driver boy.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
I didn't
nice.
see this.
Yeah.
I saw it.
First
That's on the
episode.
original
I saw it.
Power.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. Okay, y'all, start doing sign up forms, motherfuckers, and start making sure you got sections and letting these bitches
This is
know
a fucking fairy
what
tale.
they are signing up for.
This is a dream.
Nobody wants to be a part of something they didn't sign up for.
Also, provide your health record.
Yep, STD
helpful.
records. We
I mean,
like
my
that.
charts are
How about
easy to
this?
access.
How
You
about
put
how about
things.
how about I give you an easier proposition? Line up with somebody who aligns to your values.
Absolutely, but guess what? I can't know that you align with my values, jackass, if you're lying.
Learn how to read red flags.
But guess what? I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm talking about. Him giving
Discernment.
people excuses for making
No.
horrible decisions
I just
about
want
Thank
people
you.
to stop being.
Stop doing that.
No, stop being
no, we
manipulative.
do that too much in these conversations.
No,
we do not hold
no.
people accountable
Stop.
for manipulating other people. You only blaming it on men. Women do the same shit, man.
Same thing. I said the
But
same
I
thing
haven't
to them.
heard you in this conversation hold women accountable not one time, bro.
Because he keep bringing them in, and I'm just addressing what he's saying. What you want me to do? That's who he keep bringing up.
And on that note, y'all, this was episode 177 of the
Man.
Slick Talk with Scalez podcast. Shout out to our guest. Came with her questions and got us turned up today.
Man, y'all come heavy hitting. I was like, oh, we're passionately discussing this tonight.
Yeah, we do
I have
everything.
to come back again.
Facts.
To talk more wellness.
Facts.
Yeah.
But let people know where they can find this wellness and vegan food and comedy and all these great things
Oh
that
my
you
God.
offer.
Okay, now hold on. I cook at home.
Okay.
I don't
Oh,
cook
so
it
you don't cook
y'all.
for other folk. Okay.
No, I will eventually, but it's in the works. I was gonna say something, but I know if I do that, we're gonna go off a whole nother tangent. We already late.
Okay.
Adrienna Edwards Facebook or my business page, Edwards Wellness. Can't talk today. I am on Instagram under Adrienna Wards, ADRIENNA WARDS. I don't know how to spell my name all of a sudden. And then also my website is www.wellnessforyou.com.
Dope.
Amen.
You're a dope guest.
Yeah, very dope.
You're amazing.
guest. It was a pleasure to have you. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
And like you said, you do got to come back.
I mean, we had a full 3-hour fight
Yeah,
in here.
exactly.
Man.
And on
y'all
that
pulled out
note,
the glove.
I'm
This is Slick
tired.
Talk with Scalez, episode 177. We will
I'm
see y'all
tired.
next Wednesday.
I'm
Peace.
tired.
He the one shaking the table.
He
He gonna tell us something. He tired.